Who am I kidding? Hello, welcome back. Oh god, get off that screen. That's not a... You can't see that yet, that's all a spoiler. Anyway, the things that happen when you're on a New Game Plus. So, yeah, last time we got all the way up to the first base over at Part 1-4, and I think it's entirely possible that I could get maybe, I want to say like 2-3 chapters out of the way. I'll definitely be doing 4 and 5. I don't know about 6, because 6 is a bit of an anomaly, at least in terms of clearing it and stuff like that. So, how am I sounding? Because... Oh, perfect, yeah. I checked the VOD back again from last week, and, like, oh dear god, I had the game audio up way too loud compared to my own audio. Like, the levels were just... they were slightly off, but... something that... See, I wanted to go through this at some point. This is, actually, you know what? I'll go through it later, because right now I just want to... Hey, CJ, what's up? For right now, I just want to get the show on the road. So, I didn't really do much within the base last time, because obviously this is still green. I haven't gone through any of that stuff. However, I think I want to start by going through supports. Now, if you're coming from any of the newer Fire Emblem games, especially anything like pre-Awakening, basically, well, I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna be a little bit disappointed. For starters, the support conversations in this game have largely been gutted. There's not really a heck of a lot to them. What I will say is that... Okay, so the one that I was hoping to do here is Laura and Aaron, but I can't do that yet. So units have to spend a certain amount of maps, I think, in each other's proximity, or just deploy them on the same maps in general, and then you can form a support with them. You are locked to one support per character. More to the point, like I said, the conversation system has largely been gutted, mainly because there are so many combinations, because you can pair any unit to units together. like, literally any single 2 that you want. You're not limited by, I don't know, character personality or affiliations or something like that, like you are in the other games. And I guess on the other, more positive side of things, as you've noticed, Micaiah and Soth already have an ace support because trust. That's the in-game explanation, I'm not making that up. And you can very transparently see what each of them give. So, giving Soth +2 attack, +8 hit, +15 avoid, actually really good for him. And I believe it works both ways. There's some affinities give different stuff compared to others. Nolan, in particular, actually has the Earth affinity, which is really, really good. I think that can give, like, +30 avoid or something crazy if you get a support up to A, but his support, the support partner I'm looking for, we don't have him yet. So, let's go over to info. Usually what I do is I like to go through the entire base first, and then we start the chapter. So, over in town... So, have you noticed? Yes, ever since we arrived here. What should we do? I can't sense any malice. Whoever it is doesn't seem to mean us any harm, but... Yes, let's do it. Alright, on 3 then. 1, 2, 3! Ah! Hey! There, now we can see your face. You're a girl? I'm sorry. No, wait, please don't run. My name's Micaiah, don't be afraid. Have you gone mad? Don't tell her your name. We're on the run, remember? It's alright, she's not after us. This is my... brother, Soth. We're from Navasa. Oh, hi there. And you are? I'm Meg. What are you doing out here on the edge of the desert? I'm looking for someone very important, someone close to my heart. All by yourself? Yes. You're meeting someone way out here? I'm not sure exactly. All I know is this is where he came before he disappeared. I thought maybe he went into the desert. What a coincidence. We're also looking for someone in the desert. Would you like to come along? Really? Are you sure? Of course. Oh, thank you! I've been so lonely since I left Crimea all on my own. You came all the way from Crimea? I'm surprised you made it this far. That's it then. Welcome aboard, Meg. You're one of us now. We'll talk about Meg later. Anyway, so, in terms of conversation importance, this is weird. So, 3 stars usually gets you a character or an item. 1 star is typically just background information. That's, honestly, 1 star is misleading, because 1-star conversations are usually the most interesting in the entire game. Back in Path of Radiance, it was mainly just like, oh, this character joined you, this is what they're about. 1 stars in this game have just insane flavor text. Like, it's some of the best writing, I think, in the game, but regardless. 2-star conversations almost never show up, and they're almost always tutorials, so, case in point. Oh, there you are. Can we have a word with you? Amy, Huston, how may I help you? Relax, honey. I'm here to tell you about our business. You like to shop, don't you? Let me guess. You want to sell us weapons and other items, am I right? That's right. Our inventory changes depending on where we are and what time it is. But one thing is always the same. We guarantee fair prices, so stop by whenever you can. Do you carry tomes? Yep. Fire, thunder, wind, light. You've got your basics covered. My shop also has lots of staves and medicine. Oh, and I have recently made some key connections. Now I can carry some very rare items. They're one of a kind and very valuable. You should come and have a look. Yeah, fair, of course. Rare weapons, too. Honestly, you should buy them before someone else does. At these prices, they're bound to sell quickly. Well then, that's our spiel. Thanks for listening. Do come by. We'll be waiting. Yeah, the bargain sections, I'm pretty sure it's brand new to this game, and... oh, we'll get to that. That can vary wildly. More merchants? These are the 2 brothers. Well, hello. Don't mind us. We won't take but a moment of your time. Hello, Jorge. Hello, Daniel. We just wanted to tell you a little bit about what we can do for you. I've already told her. Jorge will buy from us any items or weapons we no longer need. Daniel... Hey, excuse me, we're here to talk to Micaiah, not some stuffy, know-it-all blunt. Jorge, don't be rude. I'm sorry about that, so. Anyway, we just wanted to tell you about some changes we made to our business. Alright then, I'll keep my mouth shut as long as Daniel does the talking. Thank you. So, what do you have, Daniel? Hey, thanks for asking. I've got a guy who's a master blacksmith. He makes weapons you wouldn't believe, and they're not available anywhere else. Hey, thanks a lot, Jorge. I make weapons too. Pretty good ones if I do say so myself. I don't know if it's George or Jorge, and Tellius pronunciations are so weird. You could tell me it's one thing, and then Fire Emblem says, like, actually, it's the other. I've been pronouncing Soth for years, and then I just noticed at the beginning of the conversation at the start of the prologue for Part 1. Anyway. It's just, you know, customs have been made extremely tight lately, raw materials are so hard to come by, which reminds me, if you ever have weapons that you don't need, would you sell them to us? Yes, please. Actually, even better, sell me your weapons, and I'll give them to Daniel. Then I can smelt them down and use the steel for newer, shinier pieces. It costs some money to upgrade weapons, but hey, let's face it, it's worth the money. Owning a custom-made weapon sets you apart from the common soldier. Oh, and here's a one-time only deal. I won't even charge you materials on your first upgrade. Pretty nice, huh? Now you have no excuse not to come by. Got that, Micaiah? Yes, thank you. One last thing, if you ever bring me a coin, I'll give you a little bonus on whatever I'm making for you. They're very rare, so be sure to hang on to them. Don't sell them to some stranger. Should I do this now or later? Let's talk to Kurt first. This totally random pilgrim that we happened to bust out of jail last time. What are you doing out here, Kurt? Hello, Micaiah. Pay me no mind, I'm just watching the desert. How the wind changes the sandscape, the ebb and flow of the dunes. Like giant swells in the ocean, I find it mesmerizing. Is this your first time in the desert? Yes, my homeland is ringed with mountains. Everything about Dain looks new and curious to my eyes. I see. You have not asked... I'm sorry? You have not asked me who I am or where I am from. Not just you, Micaiah, but the others as well. No one seeks to know who I am. You seem to not want to talk about yourself, am I right? Yes, quite right. That's why no one asks. People can tell when someone wants privacy. Many of us desire privacy too. Kurth, you are not our enemy. I know that much. You're kind and gentle. That is all I need to know. Thank you. Okay, we'll keep it mysterious. So, forgot about the implications of that 3-star conversation. Let me just go through these options first, because... Yeah, so Mustin doesn't really have a lot for us right now. We also only have 5,000 gold, so we don't really have a heck of a lot to work with. That being said, yeah, pretty much anything that I could want, including... Bronze Step's not a bad deal, but I'm not gonna get that right now. He doesn't carry steel weapons, which is pretty funny because last map, Soth went to work and, well... Steel Lance, Steel Axe, Steel Bow. I just yoinked a bunch of stuff off of enemies, and yeah, that saves a lot of money. Anyway, another important feature, because I transferred over a Path of Radiance save file, where are my coins? I thought they would transfer over, but you know what? I guess they haven't. I was kind of convinced that they would, but that worries me a little bit, but you know what, we're just gonna roll with it. Did I get... The game throws coins at you, I swear to god, also next here. But why don't we just go on ahead and... We'll check the shop first, because I'm very confused by all of this. So, heal stabs, And let me go back to... What kind of transfers did you go for? I went for... I did a Path of Radiance hard mode transfer. I actually streamed it last year, and I have a handful of characters with stat ups. I have some important support conversations that got transferred over, and I'm also I also thought that like any coins that you had at the end of a save file got transferred over. But actually, wait, hang on, I'm gonna look this up. I had Serenus Forest open before the start of the stream, so this is very easy. Oh, wait, no, hang on. This doesn't, I'm thinking ahead a little bit. I mean, well, I know the protagonist of Fire Emblem 9, and let's just say, why would he ever give up any coins that he got a hold of? At least if Serenus Forest is to be believed. I was actually checking transfer bonuses and what they entail before stream, and yeah, let's just say that, yeah, this is also the Dawn Brigade. But the good news is that, well, Danny Boy here said that the first weapon upgrade is on the house, so yeah, why not? So, as far as stuff is concerned, I actually wasn't expecting this upgrade. I did not anticipate that info conversation being an option, so this is as good a time as any to go over the forward system. I was in between 3 different things. I was in between an axe, a lance, and a tome. So, tomes, obviously we can only do thunder or light tomes. Micaiah doesn't really need a custom tome is the thing. We already have the Thane, which is really, really good, so I think I'll just do that. In terms of lances, this is really kind of a... This is what I'm thinking, is that, I want to do one of these now. This is 1-4 for reference. Exo, after you left, I actually did finish up 1-3. Didn't run into any problems, although Amy took a stray shot trying to get out of the lane of traffic. She's alive, she's fine, everybody got out, but this is 1-4, so just kind of getting started out here. What I'm thinking is, in terms of lance users I plan on using long-term, the only one that I'm really thinking of is Aaron. Axes, though, there's multiple different people that could use them, so I think I'm going to go for a custom axe to start out. Plus, Nolan kind of really could use one. Forges are a great way of making good characters better and making subpar characters up to par. I used a ton. I basically was forging weapons every other chapter in Path of Radiance just to help out units that were struggling, or, you know, make stupid in-jokes like giving Marcia multiple different lances that were all called Stick. That was a fun time. Anyway, based it on Iron Axe, and now we get to tinker around with it and... Excuse me? This is not free! Were they ripping me off? Like, what the hell? Hang on a minute. Alright, since I have Serenus Forest open, I figured I might as well check this out. Shops, bargains. I forgot to go over bargains, but we'll do that in a minute. Base conversations. Oh, okay, hang on a minute. Again, this is, it doesn't charge you a coin. I don't have a coin is the thing. So, actually, I just looked this up, so... It's not... Yeah, the forge still costs money, but... Let's do a light tome instead. Oh, and what color? So... At least when I was checking Serenus Forest, the... Yeah, let me check this again, so... I closed the tab because I was an idiot. Also, thanks for the follow, CJ. Follows are anonymous, but you're here, so I figured why not. Blah, 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 there we go. Oh, funny. That's very funny. So, let's just back out of this for a minute, because this is, turns out, that conversation where he's like, oh, it's on the house, if you forge a tome in the Japanese version, you get an extra boost. But, at least, like Exo's saying, yeah, the forge still costs money, and in the English version, that conversation does nothing. So yeah, they're literally ripping us off. I didn't want to forge a weapon right away, just because A, we don't have a coin yet, and B, we don't really have a lot of money to go around. So yeah, that conversation's just straight up bugged. Thanks, game. But let's go over to the bargain section, because... yeah, this is where some of the real heavyweight stuff is. This bargain section is actually really, really good. Spirit Javelin and Hand Axe, I think, are both worth a lot more in terms of overall value compared to what I could get normally. Throwing weapons aren't commonly available yet, so Honestly, yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna at least buy the hand axe, and we're gonna toss this over to Nolan, because, yeah, he's at 13, he's at half expense, so might as well do that. And I also want this, do I want this now or later? We're gonna have, the Beast Killer is actually a pretty important item, and kind of a special hint as to what's going on coming up. We haven't fought any Beast Tribe Lagoos yet, but I don't think I need it for this chapter, but I am going to need it for later. But I think I have an opportunity to get it later, so we're just going to wait until... I could stick it in the... I could stick it in the convoy, honestly. That's a good find, I have only the one. It's 1,200 gold. Again, 1,200 gold's expensive, but... To be perfectly honest, that's... Who am I kidding? We can buy one later. I know for a fact that we can get one of these later, so I'm going to buy the Javelin instead. Thankfully, Aaron's pretty good at chucking spears at people, so might as well keep giving him them. And then, of course, we have our storage bay, but we gotta worry about that then. In terms of these other ones, L-Light and Mend, L-Light's a very good light magic tome. Well, it's pretty good, honestly. I don't know if Micaiah has the proper weapon rank for this yet, but in due time we'll get around to it, and if not, there's definitely people we'll be getting later that can use it. The Mat Staff is also curious. 20 HP plus the wielder's magic. So, in the hands of Laura, this is kind of overkill, but later on I'm going to be using Men's Staffs a lot. Yeah, unfortunately, gone are the days where I could just yoink Men's Staffs off of every single healer I come across. I swear to God, at Path of Radiance, they give these things away to you in packages of cereal. You never have to buy these ever. But anyway. Trying to make a combat unit out of it. That's a noble endeavor, honestly. Haven't gotten around to it quite yet, but in terms of actual items going around, so I got that steel axe for Nolan last time, so I think I'm just gonna give it to him right now. Like I said, I'm gonna wait on forges for a little while, and then in terms of other units, Mikai's doing pretty alright. Laura actually could use another heal staff, so I think I might as well grab one. 800 gold. I know you're ripping me off, but you know what? Then yeah, we'll leave it at that. The other thing I gotta do is, you're good. Edward, yeah, you're doing alright. That iron sword's running out of uses, but I think I'll be fine for this chapter. Ileana barely used her tomes at all, so that's fine. We got... Yeah, Aaron's doing pretty alright, and then... Okay, now we can talk about Meg. So, Meg, honestly, is kind of a bit of a letdown for me personally. I was thinking about Fire Emblem Engage yesterday, and just thinking, like, wow, every single unit in this game kind of looks the same at a glance. Well, that's certainly a decision that can be made with character design, but yeah, the best worst unit ever. Because I actually really like Meg's design, the, like, country bumpkin, which kind of goes with her kind of the design here. We don't really get a lot of characters that look like her all that much, at least not, like, conventionally photogenic, although I'm sure she's somebody's type somewhere. It's just not Zahark. As an Armored Sword, she's actually our first Armor Knight in the entire game, and oh, good God. So, if you're gonna forge a weapon for anybody this chapter and try to get them caught up to speed, it really kinda has to be Meg, even more so than Aaron, who's kind of on par with everybody else, but Meg's bases and level leave a lot to be desired, and she never really gets better is the problem. 21 health on an Armor Knight just isn't gonna cut it. Especially with, yeah, also, her growth rates indicate that she's kind of an Armor Knight that gets no defense. Remember what I said last time, or possibly last time, where Dawn Brigade units just have, like, backwards stats or growth rates? Meg is one of them. She has a weirdly low defense growth rate and just gets tons and tons of speed, which means, yeah, she can double most foes, but also, she only has 10 strength, so doing a total of 6 damage, which I'm not even making that up, across 2 separate hits isn't really going to be that good. So you kind of have to really babysit her a lot, and yeah, she can get somewhere. I just don't know where that somewhere is, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't know if it's worth it. I could be wrong, I could be entirely wrong, but yeah. So, might bring her along for a couple chapters, because honestly, the one thing I might get the most use out of is, where is it? Kana 6, way to 12, she can shove people around, no problem. And I mean, C rank in swords is fine, cool. Also what's also worse is Fortune here. Nullifies enemy crits. That's a damn good passive. It's probably one of the best in the game, but it's stuck on a character that just gets one shot anyway, so what's the point? I forget what the... I'm probably gonna look this up later, because I don't think I'm gonna change around skills for the time being. Well, actually I will, but I don't think I'm gonna remove that off of her quite yet. Because, like, having Fortune on somebody like Aaron or Nolan just to stop them from getting crit to death, pretty good, honestly. Especially with how scary lightning magic can be sometimes. But regardless, I do actually have a skill to give out, and more importantly... Oh, you're right! I didn't think of that. Yeah, so let me go over to skills real quick here, because we actually do have one to give out. So, the big problem with Nolan right now is that he only has enough capacity for, like, a skill that costs 10 points. Skills are actually in a really good place in this game. Back in Path of Radiance, like, if I took this Nihil skill off Nolan, which I'm not going to, it would just be gone forever. So you had to commit skills onto characters that you wanted them to go on. Honestly, it was dumb. I don't know why they do it like they do here, where, say, I want to put Discipline on Nolan. Oh yes, the old Nolan plus crossbow mechanic. We haven't seen a crossbow yet, boy howdy. Allows the unit to more easily increase weapon level, Bjork only, which is... Honestly, I kind of wish Lagoose could use this skill, but we haven't gotten a Lagoose unit yet, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So if I want to put the Discipline skill on Nolan, of course, oh no, that fills up his capacity, whatever will I do? Take it off, and then if we go over to Micaiah, I can just put it on. Very handy stuff. I actually like putting Discipline on Micaiah early, just because it lets her use some of the more exotic light tones later on, but... What's your weapon rank right now? D rank, and it'll probably be C at the end of this map, so maybe not. Other things I'm concerned with, I actually want Leonardo to get C rank in bows, because otherwise he's just stuck using iron bows, which isn't great, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I need to have him at C rank for Chapter 6, because that's where I think it pays the most dividends, but we're not there yet. In terms of other units, Aaron is the other one I'm thinking about. Because again, he's in a similar situation to Leonardo right now, where the weapons that he's using are fine, but I want him to get to a point where he can use Steel Lances reliably, because he's got the stats to support them, or he will get the stats to support them, but he's not there yet. So, I think I'm going to give the Discipline skill to Aaron right now. I can change this around at any point, but yeah. Actually, and to demonstrate my point, 20 capacity required for Fortune. Nobody is getting this right now, which is unfortunate. Ileana also has the Shade skill here, which actually, funnily enough, did come in handy on the last map because it meant that she didn't get targeted, at least early on. I have no idea how this works, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I probably will never know in my entire lifetime, because the way that the AI takes Shade into account when it's prioritizing what units to hit is... I never understand it. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. It's just... This game and threat priority, especially with how wildly aggressive the AI can get in terms of targeting you, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about any of that. I don't trust like that, to quote a certain Eric Andre sketch. Anyway, now in terms of bonus experience, we actually got quite a lot on the last map. They won't target the Shade unit unless they see a kill. That makes sense. So, kind of curious how this worked. Bonus experience did also get changed around a little bit, and I don't know if I want to use it yet. The reason being is that, yeah, it's a kill with 2 enemies. So, yeah, they must... That's a lot of calculations in math or something. I don't have time to think about that. And How did you get A rank in axes already? I mean, it's Nolan, so I get it, but still, like, that's kind of wild. That means he can use silver axes, which we won't have access to for a very long time. So I want to... I'm thinking about saving my bonus experience because I want to wait until people start capping certain stats in order to really try to take advantage of them. The way that bonus experience works in Radiant Dawn is different from how it is in Path of Radiance. In Path of Radiance, it's just a bucket of XP that you can just dump on people whenever the hell you want. In this game, it's a little bit different. It is guaranteed to raise 3 stats regardless of who, or regardless of how many are capped or not, or regardless of growth rates as well. So it makes sense to wait until stats are capped before starting to dole out bonus experience, but at the same time, levels where I don't get the chance to use this are instead spent, like, how should I word this? They're instead going to be spent, just getting potentially mediocre level ups later on down the road. And, like, in Nolan's case, he's level 13. He promotes in 7 levels, and at that point, like, obviously caps reset and stuff like that, so there's an opportunity cost there that I'm kind of weighing in my head right now. I think for Aaron it's going to pay dividends, but what I'm actually going to do instead is get him all the way up to 99. This could potentially be better. This is a bit of a gamble, because that's like 200 of my XP gone, but obviously, the next one I give him, he's going to level up from it. And this means that he could just get hit by a ranged attack that he can't counter on enemy phase, and that'll proc a level up, but yeah, I think this is more beneficial right now, especially with his bases they're alright. He only leveled up 1 time, but I'm kind of looking to get him a bit more caught up to, like, where Nolan is. Aaron's one of the units that I think I'm going to try to make a bit of a priority, unless he gets stat screwed, in which case I cry. The other unit I've been thinking about giving it to is Laura. Priests are a pain in the ass to level up. Normally what I do is I will use a combination of bonus experience and just spamming heal stabs to get Laura up to level 10, and then the moment we get a Master Seal, I'll just slap one on her and then be done with it. Mainly because, like, she has no way of fighting until she promotes, and yeah, Laura using Light Tomes is of a meme, but at the same time, yeah, it's better than nothing. Anyway, I think we're done here. I'm not going to go over the library yet, because this literally spoils the entire game on a New Game Plus playthrough, so let's just save and get the heck out of here. I've been just talking about crap for, like, 20 minutes at this point, so let me just get inventories in order. Yeah, we're good. The fight here. What's going on, Micaiah? I'm not sure. I sense something. There's a presence here that calls out to me. Alright, Micaiah. You and I should look into this. Everybody else, check the surroundings. Got it. Everybody, be on your guard. Amazing. I can't believe these ruins are still standing. They do seem to be very old indeed. I wonder who built them. Judging by the size, it must have been the Lagoos. What makes you say that? What do you think it would be like to change into a bird or a dragon as the Lagoos can? Being part beast is one thing, but being able to transform into that beast with more strength than we could ever imagine? I mean, they could build like a place like this before breakfast. I suppose that's true, but what surprises me most is not that these could be Lagoos ruins, but you, so. You've changed, haven't you? Me? How so? I remember a time when you used to refer to the Lagoos as subhumans. Such an ugly word. Now look at you. Oh, come on. The Orc are called the Children of Wisdom, and the Lagoos are called the Children of Strength for a reason. But I know now that just because our two races differ, that doesn't mean one is better than the other. The age-old Bjork bias against Lagoos is based on sheer ignorance. When I met Ike during the war 3 years ago, and fought beneath him, he made me realize this. Honestly, Here I thought you were saying something enlightened, and you're just talking about him again? What do you mean, again? So, sometimes every other thing you think of is like an ode to Ike. I know you fought beside him. I know you owe him your life, and I know you want to be just like him. But the people of Dane, he's the man who crushed us 3 years ago. Some would even call him our archenemy. If we hadn't lost the war to that man, Dane wouldn't be in the mess it's in now. You know that. I know that. Everyone knows that. Yine, what is it? Where are you going? Oh, hello. Incredible! Mounds of treasure! Maybe it was the gold calling you, Micaiah?
What is this? Looks like a tasty snack turned up to eat while we were out. I've first sprayed in a long time. Even to me, my fangirls.
Not good. Lagoose bandits. Micaiah, give the signal. Consider it done. Just like that, well, for starters, battle preparations and... God, this thing. I'll get to some of the options in a minute, but yeah, well, the tale is old as dirt, I guess, because speaking of Fire Emblem gimmicks that haven't aged well, we have the twin bosses, bandit bosses, which, God, I'm trying to think of the last time that this came up. We got old Pain here and Agony. They didn't even try with the spelling on this one. Yeah. Oh. So, Commander Pain, Commander Agony. Oh, so... Oh, it wasn't Fates? Okay. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with Fates. I know that Awakening had it, because that was the map where you recruit Anna, and the two that just kept going darling over and over again, but that's beside the point. I'm gonna handle unit deployment before I get into the basics. Yeah, I'm thinking... Yeah, I'm gonna want Soap here. Nolan's good where he's at, and then we're gonna have Laura behind him. Want Ileana over there as well. So yeah, if Fates was the last time they used it, that means they only really skipped one game when you think about it. I guess two if engaged in that theater, but excuse me. Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't honestly really know what to make of it. I don't necessarily know if it aged well, but that's beside the point. We have Lagoons. These guys, well, luckily for him, Spyro also sucks. These guys, 12 strength each, 22 attack, they hit hard. Thankfully, we have a pretty good defensive position to exploit here, and that's good because I have a lot of squishy units and not a lot of them. Like, Edward, I think, can take one hit before going down. Nolan can take 2 or 3. Aaron can, I think, also take 1. But the idea that I have is I'm gonna have Laura behind him and just healing him the entire time. This Tiger, I believe, will immediately run for this gate and this wall right here and try to break it down. And he breaks it down in 2 turns. This one here, I think, is also susceptible of being taken down, but I'm gonna have a couple more turns to respond to that if it comes to it. Soap might be the most important unit on this map, in addition to kind of our heavyweights. Mainly because there are 3 hidden items on this map, and I want to find every single one. There's one, I believe, right here. This is the most important one. That's the Beast Foe skill. There's a Master Seal, I think, around here. I actually discovered it by accident on my first playthrough, but yeah, that's actually going to be a pretty important item for later, even though I think we get them for free. And then I think there's a coin scattered about around here right at the start, which, considering how the Dawn Brigade doesn't get very many coins, yeah, I'm considering that a priority as well. Unit selection, I am going to take everybody along, even though Meg probably isn't going to be doing anything. If I'm being perfectly honest, I know for a fact that she's not going to be doing anything, but the other units might. Leonardo can chip, Edward can also chip, or maybe take a hit if I have to, and then, like I said, Soap needs to be everything everywhere all at once to borrow a line from the LTC, but yeah, I'm done rambling. Let's get into it. So, I think like I said, yeah, I'm gonna have Nolan move up to this tile. These healing jars are definitely an area to just keep around, or keep units around, because they dole out healing in an area around them, but only the tiles directly in front of them, not on the diagonals. So if you want to do the honors, your biorhythm is at... Oh, you're heading... Oh, this could be really good. Yep, there's the coin. Immediately. Rogues and thieves have a higher priority of getting stuff like that going, so... Yeah. I think what I would do is... Definitely don't want you to break the wall, but you're gonna level up off of this, so I might as well start doing this, and then I'll move him back over. Come on, roll me a winner. Well, he got defense. I mean, that would have been equivalent to a bonus experience level up, so I don't consider that wasted. Those are also... I know his defense growth is, like, really huge, so... Maybe that's okay? I don't know. You have... If I remember right, your con's actually really high. Yeah, it's 11, so nobody can move him around right now, but... I guess I'll just keep everybody in the spots that they're at. I might have aggroed that guy, but honestly... I might have aggroed this guy, but honestly, I don't care. We're in a really good defensive position, so... We're just going to keep everybody kind of in the spots that they're in, or at least move them into positions where I think they can do some work next turn, and then Maggie can kind of just sit in the corner, I guess. Might be able to shove somebody, who knows. Same thing goes for Edward. I kind of don't want him to... The thing is, the tiger... I want this tiger to attack Nolan, so I'm actually not going to move him this turn. That would be like 20 damage if this was anybody else. There he goes. That's exactly what I expected him to do. Right, and this is going to turn into a bit of a clown car situation, and that cat's attacking Soth because he has nowhere else to go. Soth could crit here, which I kind of don't want him to, but it's fine. I think he might have doubled that guy anyway, so that's not a big deal. Okay, I see you. Not bad at all. Did he level up luck on that? I actually didn't notice. I think he did. There's the regen coming in. I think I can kill this guy this turn. And then I'll bring Edward into position here. I'm not going to move Soth out quite yet, because I want this initial group of attackers to be dealt with. This guy might untransform by the time I get to him, or by the time he gets to me, or he'll be close. This guy will transform next turn. Yeah, I'll explain transformation gauges later, because it's honestly not a big priority for me right now. I just need to stay alive. Yeah, you can do some chip again. I forget what the reinforcements are like on this map. I think that there are some that show up. Now, I want this guy to attack this wall so that Aaron can step up and attack next turn. Speaking of which, I'm gonna heal after I attack here. Yeah, because on the off chance Nolan misses, he's gonna need the help a lot more. Thankfully he didn't. Or actually, what I could do instead is... yeah, I think I'd rather do this. Aaron's not in danger of being attacked this turn, and I need to get the XP where I can here. So, there's two things I can do. Or, I could attack this guy with Ileana or Leonardo, but... The thing is, if this guy... Actually, why don't we test this, because this doesn't really matter either way. Aaron's still going to be blocking the point, so I honestly don't care. Unnecessary cancel again. And... yeah, well, I can move Soth into the position I need him to be next turn, so I think I'm just going to keep I'm gonna move you closer, just in case, and then we're gonna keep everybody where they are. Because I think, yeah, this cat's gonna attack Edward. One of these two will, but then they're gonna be blocking the tile, and both these guys can only be attacked from one spot. Gonna have a bit of a pile up here. Okay, that's what I expected him to do. More importantly, that's what I wanted him to do. Cat's attacking Edward. Now, as long as... Yeah, okay. Even if Edward crits here... Oh, he doubles, okay. Edward is pretty fast, so that makes sense. Oh, sweet. Like I said, we have a bit of a pile up here. Okay, that's actually kind of lucky. What is going on? That's the 5th level up in a row that he got strained. That's not supposed to happen. I actually wanted to check his... Oh. Yeah, I didn't anticipate that. Yeah, Aaron's in a bit of a bad spot. Thankfully, the Tigers are slow and can't double him, but we're gonna be... We're just gonna be, doing this for a little bit. And I think I'm just gonna let Aaron soak as much XP as possible on enemy phase. Now, I'm gonna need some help over here, I think, because this... Yeah, because right now, as it stands, we have a situation where... Okay, if I give Edward the Steel Sword, he can't double this guy. But at the same time, Edward gets the kill here. I can probably move Soph into this tile to block, and then he'll be fine. And yeah, that's a guaranteed kill, so it doesn't matter that he's at 4 health. If anything, it would be funnier if he was at 4 health, because then I could do some stupid stuff with the Wind Edge. Anyway, so yeah, we're totally gonna use Meg here, right? Yeah, no. To be fair, she does survive this, but also, like I said, she can barely take hits for beans. Oh, I can't attack over this? Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, no, I flat out can't do that, so... What I can do is... How are you lit? Nolan, what the frick? What the actual frick? This is not supposed to happen. But you know what? I'm gonna take it anyway. We're just chugging along in, like, full Broly mode over here, but... Hang on, if he misses... I'm not actually gonna commit to this, but okay, so... There's 7... That puts him at 19, so Nolan has to miss twice, which seems unlikely. Yeah, this Nolan is busted. I am not used to seeing this very good. I was worried about the old Noodle Arms Nolan conundrum where he just gets straight screwed over and over again, but no. This guy carries the Dawn Brigade 9 playthroughs out of 10, and he is doing just... He is doing all of the work. Just all of it. I'm honestly shocked. This is not supposed to happen. Speaking of things that aren't supposed to happen, yeah, Makai at 1 health, but it's okay. She's getting healed up next turn, it's fine. And what I can do is, I can have Ileana and Leonardo contribute here, because otherwise we're just going to be stuck here for 20 minutes. So that's okay here, but... Yeah, might as well chip a little bit. Like I said, I need D... I kind of want to see if I can get C rank, and this is the best map to train up Weapon EXP on. And he's progressing along in a nice clip, so... 8 there, yeah, I can do this again. And this is usually what this map devolves into, unless if you crit here, that would be... I could manage. I could manage. I don't mind Ileana getting a kill steal. Thankfully she didn't. There's that 45% strength growth. Didn't get magic, but hey, she actually does need the strength growth. And we're gonna move... What is your attack range? Okay, I don't want to move you there yet. I don't know... I mean, I could do this. Yeah, converse. Might as well show this off, so... Support, stay with me always, Micaiah. I'll protect you with all I've got. I promise I'll never leave you again. We've been together so long. I won't abandon you now, I promise. We can endure anything. Wholesome, right? Shame every A support combo is like that. Anyway. Ugh. It makes sense for the two of them, but that kind of wears off the more and more it happens. Regardless, we're just gonna do this to be funny, because there's nothing that can hit anybody right now, but... Except for, Aaron. Aaron's the only one taking heat. Actually, wait, Aaron, don't crit here, because that could be really bad. Fuck. I say don't miss, and he misses. I say don't crit, and he crits. So I could be in trouble. Thanks, I guess. This might be a reset. Oh, no, we're fine. Yeah. Actually, that might have been better, if I'm being honest. Okay, that's good. That's really, really good. More defense from Mr. Tank. Sweet! Oh my god, we're cooking. I'm tempted to save here, because we're so cooking. Anyway, I need to heal you this turn no matter what. Because, yeah, I think with that defense level up, Aaron can actually survive 2 hits. Yeah, he can, so... I could... Yeah, let's go for the chip here. Thankfully, the Leonardo's Biorhythm is helping him out a little bit. Because I noticed that this is usually where his hit rates start... His hit rates don't taper off quite yet, because these guys have terrible avoid. Also, worst Biorhythm, that's not helping. Where are the stats? Yeah, right here. Very poor luck and speed. Aaron's outspeeding them, which is crazy to think about, but... Yeah, you can survive a hit here, so that's actually good. And... You have 22 attack, and I think Edward has... Yeah, he's got just enough defense, and he's got more than enough speed to the point where... You can move him over here... Vulnerary up. And Edward, if you want to know... Okay, no, he didn't. So... Who had the chest key? I think Aaron got it. Okay, so I believe the Master Seal is 1 or 2 tiles over. I know it's here. It might also be here. Forget how that works. Anyway, okay, you want to continue the train here? So, sometimes I get very frightened. I can't think of what I'd do if I lost you. It feels like my heart would rip apart. You have to promise me. Promise me we'll both live through this. I'll do my best to stay alive. That's all I can do. Is that good enough for you? Hey, dude, come on! It's your girlfriend over there. Give me a break. So yeah, this is kind of a... Okay, I'll just, I think I'm gonna bait this tiger out with Nolan just to make this a bit... Wow, thanks, game. So if I move in here, he can get this guy, and he will probably kill him. Because this is just outrageous at this point. Yeah, right on the edge of the attack range, so... He will not get both, but I'm gonna move... Yeah, I'm gonna move Ileana down to assist. We're just gonna... I forget when the reinforcements show up, and I think they only show up at the back here, so... Don't really have to worry about anything too much. I do need to worry about Micaiah's HP, but that's a different story. Nice. Okay. Nolan won't... Nice. Yeah, Nolan won't kill here, but that is a very easy kill setup for whoever wants it. Might give it to Micaiah. Edward's gonna draw this guy in, but I wanted him to do that. You're gonna actually proc Wrath. Oh, that's not Wrath percentage? Okay, well, call me a liar. Okay, there are the Lagoos at the back that I was expecting, so... We're gonna be choking out choke points. Actually, is the boss in range? Oh, he is, okay. And I can... Oh, I can stop the buck, like, right here, I think. And that'll work for now. Leonardo can't contribute with chip from that position, but I can bait these guys in. Honestly, him contributing with chip is not that big a deal. Anyway, I believe that guy is actually standing on the tile where the Master Seal is, so I can't actually do anything right now. There's 2 kills I could probably give to people. I could give it to Meg! It'd be funny. It's an idea, but... It is an idea! It's actually a pretty good idea. Let me check. That cat can move pretty far, but he can't move up to Eddie's position if I go here. That's the bigger problem, is that, yeah, I think I need Micaiah to get this, and then Edward can actually swing over here and maybe try his luck with this guy. I think I'll do that. Because like I said, I need to have Soth over here anyway, so why not? The best biorhythm isn't going to save this guy. Good job, Micaiah. Great job, great job. I've been getting okay level ups over, that's fine. In terms of other stuff, yeah, we're safe at this location. It's mainly this guy that I have to deal with, and like I said, I could give this kill to Meg, and it would be very funny. I don't know if Nolan really needs the XP anymore. This guy's cracked. At the same time, though, I can't really think of anything else. Or can't think of anybody else to give that to. Like I said, it would make for a funny story, but... Anyway, actually, while I'm here... There's the Master Seal. That was right. Alright, Edward first, you know what? Like I said, I don't know what Edward's long-term viability is going to be, but... He has kind of impressed me a little bit. That's okay. It's a very Edward level up who has a tendency to ram his speed cap in like 3 seconds. Speaking of ramming caps in 3 seconds, I don't know what Nolan is doing, but I want him to do more of it. Anyway, I think the best strategy here is I'm gonna need Nolan to... Nolan's really gonna be my workhorse here. We're gonna kill Pain first, I think. We're gonna kill Pain first. I'm gonna bait this cat out, and then... Because Soap has to head this way anyway, so we might as well take our time. All bulk and no offense. Edward is a primary reason why the bonus experience system exists. Because he's actually one of the best candidates for that. Shoving you that way does nothing, so we might as well do that. Yeah, I don't know, Meg, you could just hang out. I guess these two can help take down the boss, and then might as well move Leonardo over that way too, because... Yeah, Mora and Aaron typically just kind of run a train up on that side, and then... That sounds kind of weird when you put it that way. But they'll probably just be... Yeah, they're gonna just deal with that traffic jam up there for the foreseeable future. Meanwhile, down here... I can get Nolan behind the heal pot again, just to try and take advantage of the terrain where it makes sense. So Same thing, I can... Might as well use the herb here. I don't know when else I'm gonna get to use this. Okay, Meg, can you shove Soap, actually? Yes! There we go! Meg doing something useful. Yeah, don't shove Micaiah, because I actually need her to stand there. So, Edward's gonna get the 2 chests on this side, and then he's also gonna take care of this. Actually, wait. Aaron having the chest key is awkward, because this particular chest, I think, is the hardest to get on the map, just because of where it's situated. Granted, I might actually want to hold off on going for Pain right now, just because I think what I'm going to do instead is, and this will take longer, but I'm okay with that, is take care of all the items and looting on this side, and then we're going to swing Soth around clockwise, and then snag this chest as we take out Pain. Because meanwhile, these two are just... I think we can fully heal him no matter what. Even then, I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, 0 crit. This is safe. If you want to train your Aaron, this is how you do it. Just put him here and then choke on the choke point forever. Anyway, because of what I'm doing here, yeah, I think it's actually more beneficial for Leonardo to go this way as kind of a just in case. Can you shove? Yes, you can. And yeah, that is... I think that's more beneficial than healing him, which I can do next turn, because he's not going to be attacking. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. I thought they might do that, and that's even worse now that I think about it. Alright, well, I didn't know the Pain moved. Alright, Nolan, you're gonna eat your Wheaties today. There's more reinforcements. The good news is this is a route map, so I could just potentially run people around forever. Alright, so I have... Actually, wait, if I kill this guy, I think that the cat should stop attacking the wall, and even then, I think I can... Okay, this is maybe where... Actually, I think I can move Edward back, but... Because nobody has a chest key except for Aaron. Yeah, so... And then these guys don't drop anything. Yeah, because it's always getting the treasure at the back of the map that kind of frustrates me a little bit. Because they only give you 1 chest key, and they don't give you enough time to really do anything with it. So I definitely need to do this. Because, yeah, I could deal with this guy in a very clowny way, and I'm kind of tempted to do it. If you catch the goos before they get their transformation gauge up, this is going to give me, like, no XP, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I think Nolan still gets a level up out of it anyway. And then I just have to find a way to deal with this cat. Like I said, yeah, honestly, we're going to take full advantage of Nolan being just cracked to all hell. This is going to leave him on 2 HP, which is... should be fine, actually? Oh, I can't see. So this guy goes up to 18... He goes up to 28 attack, which is... I think Nolan can live through that. He still only has 10 defense, so... Maybe what I'll do instead is... We'll find a way to deal with this cat, and then Nolan's just gonna move up to block. I could try with Meg. It's an idea. Why the hell not? I've got nothing to lose. I always like that Meg wears her helmet. Fuck. Well, like I said, it was an idea. We have... That's okay. We have 3 units that can actually help here. Because I think Micaiah is almost guaranteed to get this. Well, frick, so... None of these are 100%, but... I might as well lead with the lowest shot first, because otherwise... If everyone misses, then someone somehow... If everyone... Yeah, okay, it's fine. If everyone missed, then somebody would have done it. Yeah, and this is very awkward because I can't get to this tile with Soth without triggering the boss. That being said, if I get people up to where, like, this whole meat grinder fiasco is happening here, I'm gonna have to use a vulnerable Edward. Edward can't take hits for beans, but he can take care of that cat. And if I did this right... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so he can get up here, block this tile, and then... The important thing is I'm worried about Laura. And the good news is I think she'll be safe, so... We're just gonna keep doing what we were doing already, and keep everything... Just, everybody chill, everybody stay cozy. Well, as cozy as you can be while being mauled to death by tigers. We're gonna go ahead and get this. You've got enough inventory space, right? Yeah, you got enough inventory space. Pure water. That's not a good item for right now, but it will be later. Magic users are actually pretty scary, so... Yeah, so... I guess since we're here, I might as well show off what happens if you attack an untransformed Lagoose.
Come here so I can taste you.
I don't know why I'm making these guys sound like orcs. They always just sounded like orcs in my head. So Lagoos can't attack, but they can punch. It looks very silly, but it's better than the fact that they couldn't hit anybody back in Path of Radiance. And, oh yeah, Lagoos are absolute chumps if you get them with their pants down like this. Or, I guess untransformed is the more correct term.
The orc who eats.
Listen up, we did not intentionally intrude on your territory.
Listen, when I'm dying on your bones.
Anyway. This is beneficial enough to get this with Micaiah. I think you get more XP if the Lagoos are actually transformed. But that's still a level up anyway. That puts Micaiah at level 10. Pretty good level up, too. I am not used to having a Micaiah this high level this early. She's usually like,
How did this happen?
I don't know enough Warcraft 3 lines to actually have an I'm in pain line. At least as far as grunt peons are concerned. Anyway, this guy's got a not full gauge, but I think Agony actually starts with a full gauge, so I gotta wait on this a little bit. Speaking of waiting on things... This is a more slower defensive way of handling this. Oh, you can't even bust down the wall. Fuck you. There's a pretty typical Aaron level up. Actually, getting speed with him is very hard. I'm kind of shocked that he did. Anyway, this is one of the few instances where having multiple characters that can attack indirectly is actually beneficial, because what I can actually do is I think I can sneak Nolan along the top here and have him contribute, because ultimately I think I'm going to commit to this strategy. Actually, what is in this chest, now that I think about it? Excuse me for 1 sec, I'm actually going to look this up. Thankfully, the wiki is a pretty neat space for this. Northwestern chest is... Oh, it's money. That's beneficial, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I think I'd rather get the top I'd rather get this one than this one. If I mean, wait, do I have these backwards? Oh no, I definitely want that one. That's a Seraph Robe. That's a really valuable item. But at the same time, the last hidden item... Yeah, money is pretty goated for the Dawn Brigade. If I remember right, they give you, like, tons of free money. Because you get 10,000 gold after this, and you get even more later. Honestly, though, with the petting zoo that I've just got here, I could kill Agony with Sove, and Aaron still won't be done killing all these guys yet, so... If I'm being honest, I think the most beneficial strategy is to just put Edward up here, and you have 4 uses on your Vulnerary left, and I know Leonardo also has another one. So we might as well just, sit pretty. And then I am gonna move, Micaiah and Ileana down here. The only reason I think I'm gonna... Yeah... I think I'm gonna swing wide and then just take care of Agony this way, because... Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do here. I think it's fine if... Oh, you have a chest key? Wow, that's mean. He doesn't even drop it, too. Because I need to get to this spot with Soph, and... The problem is there's a good chance that he's going to get pinned here. Or that I'm gonna end up giving this kill to him, which is... It's okay, I guess. It's not what I would want, but it's fine. Or I could use Nolan to bait the boss, and I think I'm actually gonna do that instead. You? Yeah, so if anything, it's the chest in the upper left that I don't need to get. The upper right one is way more important. Now, it's really a question of where I want to move you. I think, honestly, what I'm expecting this guy to do is 28 attack again, if memory serves. Or no, that's 26 attack, now that I think about it. His buddy got caught with his pants down, so might be able to just do this, and then we'll be in position to target that guy down with Beast Though next turn. Or that Tiger could just get bored and... Oh my god! I know he was leveled up defense a lot. I didn't know he... Okay, that guy's just not going to do anything. Anyway, that's kind of what I expected him to do. Purple Tiger. Raw! Need to teach you a stubborn fight. Anyway, you do a little bit of damage to Soph, but he's a big boy. He can take it. Oh. Should have been paying attention to the gauge. I didn't know that it would go up that soon. Oh, that's fine. I think I might just leave Soph there. He's probably going to take all of the XP, but at this point, I don't really care. Yeah, I'm one... I could give this to... No, okay. Because, yeah, I can't attack through this wall. The problem is I don't have anybody to take Aaron's place to block. And since I know that this is 100% safe, I might as well do it anyway. It might be more official if the Tiger goes for Aaron instead of Edward, but I think the Tiger... Oh. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, well, let me change tax here for a minute, because... Okay, yeah. Now I'm tempted to give this over to Leonardo here so that he can get a bit more weapon XP, but honestly, I think I'm on track with where I want him to be, so it's not that big of a deal. Definitely want to get this moving up. I mean, honestly, I kind of want this to be as slow as I want it to. This is going to be as slow or as fast as I want it to be. I don't think I need that chest key, especially if I don't use, especially if I don't use if I don't use the one that Aaron has in his inventory this chapter. The boss does more damage to me on enemy phase, but this is a guaranteed kill if I use the card, so might as well. Okay, thanks, bro. Not a problem. This is kind of EXP thievery, but I don't think anybody was in a good position to get that anyway. Yeah, Leonardo's one tile too far away, and nobody can shove him from this position. 14, so... Or 24, excuse me. Oh, Aaron's good. God, Aaron's so freaking... Dude, this is one of the best places to train Aaron, and yeah, it shows. Because ultimately I'm gonna need Soap to do... That's gonna take like 4 turns. The longer I can just wait this out, the better, if I'm being honest. So I'll just do this. It's unnecessary, but it's always worth it. And then I think what this guy's gonna do is he's gonna run off to a heal pot, and I can kind of just cheese this map out and get all the items. Because Sotha's getting the most important one next turn. Okay, yeah. Oh, this guy's got no transformation gauge either, so this is even better. I might as well have Meg stick with the group in case something happens. Because I don't think enemies come from either of these stairwells, but this one I think is actually... Okay, well this one's partially blocked. But I don't want anybody to be caught out in a place where I can't really defend them. Oh. Right. The turn taking over causes an untransfer. Bad life choice. So Makai got one and Soap got the other. That's actually kind of pathetic. That's fine.
What happened to...
Okay, so now that guy's attacking Ed. Ooh, that's... Hey, he would've lived. And he doubles him because that guy is so freaking slow. Okay, like I said, those guys are freaking off, so that's actually pretty good for me. Anyway, oh, so that's not bad. What's important, though... Yep, there we go. Beast Foe. Insanely important skill. This might be the most important item on the map. Because I think you can only get it here. Anyway, Aaron, this is easy pickings for you, so you might as well do it. Kick the shield, attaboy. Still enough XP for a level up. And yeah. Level 12, Aaron did a lot of work on this map. Oh, it was bound to happen eventually. Still, strength is one of the most important skills that a young Aaron boy can get, so... Yeah, I'm okay with that. think this is an easy kill. It's not what I wanted. Anyway, now I've got to watch this guy's gauge very carefully because Cat Lagoos are, well, they got rebalanced in a sense that their transformation gauges go up very, well, they go up very, very fast, but yeah, at the same time, that means that I'm probably just going to put Nolan here, and then what'll probably happen is the cat will run all the way over here, heal up a little bit, and then transform and suicide into Nolan, but that's honestly probably the best way to end the map, if I'm being honest. Yeah, cats, like, I don't like how they got retooled. I would argue that they got nerfed. Tigers were never really that good to begin with, but Cat Lagoos in particular, like, I don't know, the only one... The worst, not... Yeah. Like, the only one I really like is Renulf, and that's mainly because of just a lot of just kind of abusing game mechanics, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I think we're good here. You can just kind of hang out. Oh, you're going that way? Okay, that's even easier. That means I can actually have... I could have Eddie go that way, and then we'll just... Yeah, Aaron's just done so much work on this map that I don't mind having him go this way, so... What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is we're gonna conga line that chest key up here, and then... Okay, you... I think I need to keep Soap here, because if this Cat Lagoos transform... Oh, there's a... I might have mucked this up. I might have really mucked this up. Unless if Meg could help us out, but I didn't. Hang on a sec. What am I doing? Your HP's fine. Yeah, only reason I'm doing this is because, yeah, now this guy's stuck here. We made a petting zoo again, and for all I know, this guy's... Even if this guy goes on the attack without a weapon equipped, that at least means I can get this Seraph Robe at a decent rate. And nobody's really in position to help that anymore. I guess I could... Does anybody need topping off? Well, I guess what I could do is... Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's an interesting quirk with the AI, so I've got time to get all the items. I didn't know how, like, transformed versus untransformed worked, but that does help, because that means that I can ferry the chest key up and then... Wait, what? Okay, well, Salt's gonna take, like, no damage here, so that's fine. Yeah, they won't attack if you untransform. What the... Oh, are you kidding me? There's sand here, so that's slowing me down. That's so dumb. Okay, well, if I put Nolan at the edge of the sand, then... Yeah, that's fine. Other than that, Aaron, you can be in position to get the kill here, and then we can get out of here. I could honestly put anybody there. But we'll do something like that. Because that guy is blocking the way to the chest, but I think Soap can just walk around him. Anyway, I think this turn we're done, so... Go ahead and give me my Seraph Robe. you go ahead and give me my 3,000 gold. And we have gotten every item on this map. So why not just have some fun and get one for the road? Everybody, give it up for Leo! Yay! Okay, that's actually not bad, if I'm being honest. Yune, where are you? You can come out now. You and that bird, it's a little strange. You're just jealous. Wait, I hear something. I can't hear anything. Someone's singing. It's coming from over there. Micaiah, wait! You! Hello? Who are you? God, I wish it hung on that art a little bit, because that is some of the... That art is so well drawn, and it's on screen for 3 seconds. I am Raphael. A voice guided me here. Was it yours? No, but I heard a voice that guided me here as well. Someone or something may want us both here. You're Laguz, aren't you? One of the Heron clan and 2 of the Beast tribe, right? That is correct, the Oak Youth. Your white wings reveal you're a Heron of the royal family. Are you related to Prince Rayson by any chance? Rayson? My younger brother? You know of him? You could say that. We served in the same company for a while. What? You are suggesting that my brother is still alive? Yes, he is still alive. And as far as I know, your father the king and Princess Leanne are as well. Unless something's happened, all 3 of them live in the royal palace of Gallia, country of the Beast tribe. Unbelievable! My father and my sweet Leanne are still with me. Oh goodness. I'm not alone. Not anymore. Raphael. Hello, and you are? I am Nyla, Queen of Atari, and this is Volug, my loyal servant. Our kingdom lies far east of here. There's a country on the other side of the desert? As I said, we have just traveled from there. Until we met Raphael, we didn't know there were countries on this side of the desert. After all, no one has ever crossed the desert of death and lived to tell of it. Without Raphael's guidance, we would never have survived the crossing. My people, the Heron clan of Serenus, were blamed for the murder of Benion's empress. Benion mobs rose up in a rage and massacred them. I thought the whole of my clan, my entire race, had been wiped out. I wandered the desert in despair. If not for the queen, I would have died. In Hatari, I vowed to dedicate my life to her. And yet, every night for these past 3 years, a voice has called out to me. Day by day, it has grown stronger. Until the voice led me to you all. Your news brings such joy. Father, Rayson, Leanne, my beloved family. My thanks to thee, O goddess. Raphael, you talk too much. Control yourself. You, Bjork, what's the best route to Gallia? For a group of Laguz, traveling through the Dayan countryside would be suicide. It will take you longer, but we could take you as far as Crimea. We would be grateful. By all means, let's travel together. But why go to Crimea? Why not travel directly to Gallia? Entering Gallia by yourselves would be nearly impossible. The man you need to get you into Gallia actually resides in Crimea. That man, Ike, is in contact with King Kinagus and his advisors. There's no doubt in my mind that he's the man you need. Right, Lord Ike, hero of the Crimean Rebellion, leader of Grail's mercenaries, and father of Sophie's children. Oh wow, I got the turn bonus? Are you kidding me? I guess it must taper off after like 15 turns. I thought I took a bit too long there, but anyway, we're done. On to the next one. I love that line so much.
The history of Tellius is a history of warfare, or so the troubadours sing. It is a history of unending conflict between the Bjork and the Laguz, a history penned in blood and scarred by mistrust. The Bjork fight with the weapons of man, the sword, the axe, the lance, and the magic arts, while the Laguz, able to transform into beast, bird, and dragon, are weapons unto themselves. Both were created equally by the goddess, but neither race has ever accepted the other. The Heron Prince, Raphael, the Wolf Queen of Hatari, Nyla, and her vassal, Volug. Is the Dawn Brigade's meeting with these three Laguz chance, or a sign of things to come? Micaiah can only wonder.
Chapter 5, The Lost Heir. We have to go back to the desert. We still have something we need to do. I'm just now noticing this. They basically built like a desert town out of, what is that, like 3 different house assets? It's actually pretty good. It'd be great if it were to find Ashnard's son. I'm burning up out here. I'm not sure what it is. I see a lot of images stacked on top of each other. It's hard to see what they all are. There's danger, battles, and terrible sadness, but also hope. Whatever our destiny is, I know we'll find it in the desert. Let's go. I understand, Micaiah. I'll tell everyone to make ready. Okay, well, since I made out with the mother load last chapter, we'll hit up the base. We'll hit up the info conversations first, because as you can see here, there's actually quite a few, and the first 2, if I remember right, are very important. This one especially. Hey, Micaiah, I sold the treasures we took from the ruins. We have traveling cash now. How did we do? We have 10,000 in gold. Great, that'll help a lot. Maybe, we could use more. So, 10,000 is plenty. We just need enough money to live on. More than that, and the soul becomes impoverished. I know, we should be rich of heart and poor of pocket. Me, I just follow your orders. Money! Anyway, the other more important one here, I don't think you need to view this one, but just in case. So, you're returning to the desert? Yes, we must go back. My dear. Yes, Raphael, I know. Micaiah, I have a question. How can we help you in this fight? What? But I know you probably don't want to be seen with Laguz, but we cannot just sit on our paws, so to speak, while our allies are in danger. I appreciate that, but... No? Fine. Sorry to bother you. No, it's not what you think. Please don't apologize. It's just that... What is it, Volug? I see. That is a good idea. Oh, yes, I agree. That's a wonderful idea. Yes? Volug? What's going on? Micaiah, it will not seem so strange for you... It will not seem so strange if you travel into the desert with this dog at your side, will it? What? As you know, we Laguz fight only in our shifted forms. However, we can't remain in that state for very long. It is too exhausting. Volug, however, has half-shifted. When he does this, he can remain in beast form all day long. Queen Nyla, I appreciate your help. He's not as strong in this transitional form. Even so, he's still more a match for any Bjork. How could you call Volug a dog? I know, he's not as friendly as a dog, and I don't know if he's housebroken, but he can fight. That is not what I meant. Micaiah, we wish you good luck. Volug, guard her well. Do be careful. I will, thank you. Volug, is she always so... blunt? The answer is yes, Micaiah, and I love her for it. Anyway. If only because Nyla needs a bit more time in the sun. The Radiant Dawn characters, I feel like, got the short end of the stick when it came to character development, but that's what happens when you're competing with units like Ileana that have just had an entire game to develop and grow as characters. Well, also So. Actually, particularly So. He might be the only real exception here. So, actually, let's view the rest of these, and then I'll talk about Waller for a minute. So, were you an old friend of Laura's? Yes, I'm afraid I must apologize for my poor choice in employers. Please don't worry about it. After all, you saved us. I think a lot of the characters are good. I do too, it's just that, like, well, Laura and Aaron, for instance, don't get as much time in the sun as other characters. Like, honestly, I don't think any of the way the characters are written in this game is bad. It's not like Fates where, like, honestly, why the fuck would anyone employ Perry and not immediately throw her in an insane asylum? That always bothered me. Anyway, back on track. When I saw Laura, I simply couldn't stand by any longer. Thank you, Aaron. I've been meaning to ask you, Laura, what's become of your church? I'd heard that since the occupation, most of Dane's clergy have been excommunicated and sent to prisons. I know that the Empire sent its own replacements. Was your church affected? No, thankfully. Our congregation would always say, the clergy of the Empire wouldn't even consider coming to a dingy church in a backwater village like this. You've been spared, Minister. We extended our prayer time to thank the goddess for saving our church. Ah, I see. Oh, Aaron, I meant to tell you, now that you're one of us, you'll have to become a bandit. Excuse me? I'm sorry, a bandit? There's really no need to worry. The Dawn Brigade bandits have virtuous people like Micaiah in their ranks. Okay. No, we're not But always remember, Aaron, we must strive to be above all else to be honorable bandits for the future of Dane. Alright. Bandits? I don't know if Laura's entirely right in the head. Anyway. Now, I think this is just in between the trio that we started the game with. Oh, man. Where is this prince anyway? I want to go home to Navasa. The long-lost Prince of Dane? Who even knows if he really exists? They do get some characterization. I'll talk about it in a minute. Of course he does. How do you know? Do you have any proof? Simple. Micaiah told us that we should look for the prince, so it's gotta be true. Yeah, you're right. Her farsight is always spot on. Even if we don't find him, there is no need to worry, because I'm here. Excuse me? Since we left Navasa, my swordsmanship has pretty much improved tenfold. By the time we get back home, I'll be invincible. I'll kick those tyrants out of Dane with my own 2 hands and 1 sharp blade. It's great to have a dream, Edward, but you should wake up now. Are you saying that I'm not good enough? No, I'm saying there's a limit to how much one person can achieve. I'm going to do the best I can, but it doesn't matter how strong the 2 of us become. We can't change what's going on in Dane, not by ourselves. Well, duh. I'm just saying it's a goal, you know? Just something to work toward. Sure, but you shouldn't say such things lightly. It might be just a joke to you, it's not to me. Wow. Sorry. Yeah, well, so am I. I didn't mean to get so serious. All the fighting, it just gets to me sometimes.
Hey boys, what's this, a funeral? What's with all the doom and gloom?
Nolan.
I couldn't help it over here, and I have a little to say on the subject.
You're right. Each of us can only achieve so much on our own.
But you boys are still young. Don't let go of your hopes and dreams. Not yet, anyway.
But,
listen, there's no way we can free Dane by ourselves. But we can find King Ashnard's lost song and fight against the Empire under Dane's banner. If we gather our strength, we stand a better chance of freeing our motherland. Now then, how's that for a little motivation to get your sorry backsides into training harder?
That's great! Thanks, Nolan. You're pretty smart for an old man.
Hey now, none of that, or I'll show you what an old man can do. Leonardo, are you feeling better?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nolan. I guess age does make you wiser.
How old do you think I am, anyway? Now I'm getting depressed.
Anyway, yeah, so I guess we'll ping back over to item management, and I'll just mention that
well, I was kind of digging around into, like, certain things in order to prep for this stream, and what I kind of learned is that these three, Edward, Nolan, and Leonardo, they actually have more character and backstory written about them than you might expect. Nolan is vaguely hinted as, like, kind of a vagrant and veteran fighter in Dane's backstreets. Edward's hinted at, well, also being a vagrant, but more new to the scene, and Leonardo, at least you can kind of see it in the writing. He's cut from a bit of a higher crust compared to the other two. What I kind of learned by researching was there's actually a lot of information about these three that unfortunately kind of got left on the cutting room floor and was only uploaded by a developer on the Japanese website for Radiant Dawn after the game came out, which I think most people kind of didn't notice because this game didn't sell that great at launch, but that's what happens when you don't really market your game that well and then put the release date 2 weeks right before this, this little game called Super Mario Galaxy that was kind of a killer app for the Wii. Anyway, but yeah, like, you can definitely see it, and it's something that I actually noticed a lot, kind of by looking at other works of fiction, where the way that Leonardo talks compared to the way Edward talks is actually just really, really good, honestly. I didn't even notice it until I saw that conversation, but, like, Edward uses a lot of, like, Edward talks in a much more informal manner compared to Leonardo. It's not quite as pronounced, where I've noticed in some works of fiction where, like, I don't know, I was watching this old movie called Thief from the year 1980, starring James Caan. Very old and kind of hard to find, but the way Caan talks, he is, well, the titular thief in that movie, and he never speaks in contractions because he never wants to be misunderstood. It's always a matter of saying, like, instead of saying, I can't do that, he'll say, I cannot do that, and I don't know, it's kind of reflected there, but like I said, honestly, it's just good writing. I just wish there was more of it, especially when you consider that, at least from what's on that Japanese website, like, Leonardo is a former aristocrat whose father and older brother were actually both killed in the Mad King's War, and he ended up getting left on his own and was sent into military school to kind of follow in their footsteps, but the war ended, and then Benion's occupation led to the military school getting shut down. He would have been captured and sent into the labor camps, but he ran into Edward before that could happen. Edward, of course, is a vagrant that I think he was either rejected from military service or he was too young at the time, but of course, as we know, that didn't really stop him. Nolan's a bit interesting. He kind of ran into these two third before all three of them ran into Makai at the same time, and he was apparently his disposition is as a former merchant that wound up, I think what happened was his business partner cheated him out of a deal and left him for broke, and of course in Ashnard's Day, and that basically meant, yeah, he got fucked, like, best of luck, or whatever. And basically, like, Nolan, like, lost his will to live because of that, at least until finding a new purpose while working for the Dawn Brigade. Which, when you consider that he has the Nihil skill, that's pretty fucked up when you think about why he has Nihil. It's just very funny. I don't know, that's probably a coincidence, but if it's not, like, oh boy. Anyway, we did get Volok here. I guess I should talk about half-shifting for a minute. That's because of the Wild Heart skill. Cuts experience points gained in half, but allows the unit to transform at any time. This is basically a poor man's version of what units like Nyla get, where I don't know why Nyla was claiming that she gets exhausted, because she doesn't. Any unit that is like a royalty within a Laguz kingdom basically gets to transform forever and has god-tier stats, but we'll get to her down the road. This is like a poor man's version of that, where the way that Laguz transformation works is that normally stats are doubled when transformed, but Volok can stay in this form indefinitely, but his stats are multiplied by 1.5, rounding down, of course, as you can see here. He gets +5 to his strength instead of +10. This skill is honestly kind of bad, at least at first. I've seen what I've seen people recommend you do with this skill, and we can't remove this from Volok, he's locked to having this for the entirety of part 1, but anyway, what I've seen people do is they will take, they'll take a Laguz unit that is hit level 30, which is kind of the magic number for most Laguz units, and then kind of just, they'll give them Wild Heart at that point, at which point their stats are a lot higher and they can kind of make do. Volog is kind of just another Dragon right now because of how things work, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, honestly, Exo, you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's kind of the best way about it. The size and ambition of this game is really what defines it and kind of makes it stand out to me. It's part of the reason I love it so much is because you have the story of part 1 plus all of the stuff that comes after it, and it's not immediately obvious yet, but this game handles a global-sized conflict and shifting perspectives in a way that is almost commendable what they try to do, especially since, yes, global conflicts like Path of Radiance dealt with one, but only from one perspective, and while I think the villains in that game were pretty well written, it's not nearly to the extent that they are here, because you have the... oh, arm scroll. Okay, I didn't expect to see that, but it's in a way that I think is just, honestly, like I said, just the good writing that was in... that I think can still pop up in modern Fire Emblem games from time to time. I actually really like the writing in Three Houses, for instance, but yeah, in like Fates or Engage, it's not a strong point, but yeah, it's on full display here. Anyway, Aaron, can you... Perfect, that's exactly what I wanted. Definitely want to get this support going. Having a unit that can... or having a support that can give Aaron extra defense is always handy, and coincidentally, Laura gives him that. Anyway, yeah, because she can get the rest of the group. Nolan, like I said, Nolan's support partner hasn't shown up yet. I could do Leonardo with Edward just so I can give Edward a bit of a leg up, and I think this does actually give him extra attack, I want to say? Oh, attack and defense. That's actually pretty good. Normally I would do Nolan with Edward, but I'm waiting on another unit to show up later, who's not in our party yet. In terms of stuff that we're running out of, we can't buy steel weapons yet, which is a bit unfortunate, but the steel weapons I stole from part 3 I think are kind of coming in handy. More importantly, though, now I think we can actually wait. I'm gonna save first, and then we're gonna do this, because... yeah, my problem with... yeah, like, yeah, not all of the Three Houses writing is good, but a fair... like I said, this, when they lean into, like, more character-driven stuff, it really shines. I don't know if they're trying to make it kid-friendly in so much as, like, modern Fire Emblem is... well, old Fire Emblem, this game being old. This game came out in 2009, it's 15 years old, it's pretty old. The series was always inspired by anime, but modern anime in particular, I've noticed, yeah, it can come across as a little bit kid-friendly. I haven't played a lot of Engage, so I can't speak to it, but, like, I think the fault that lies in Conquest, not to get, or, like, Fire Emblem Fates in general, is that the lead writer for that game wasn't exactly familiar with the series, so... yeah, it can come across as a little kiddie. Yeah, it had the opportunity... exactly, yeah. That's what I was saying about earlier, and the anime style they went for is a bit unfortunate, because, like, Three Houses also does an anime style, but the character design in that game I actually like quite a bit, even though it was not... it's a bit contentious, because that's another example where, kind of similar to Fates, they brought in some... the character artist for that series actually mainly does a lot of work for Otome Games, which is mainly why that cast has just weirdly, like, bright hair across the cast. I'm like, Sylvain off the top of my head comes to mind. He has a striking red haircut. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're gonna forge now just because we get the coin. We have a coin in our inventory, so we might as well take advantage of it. So what I'm gonna do is, I like cutting the weight down on weapons, even though Nolan doesn't need to do that. Nolan honestly can do just fine with an 11 weight Iron Axe because he's just roided the frig up, but 11 strength, 9 weight, and I'm gonna increase the hit rate a little. I'm gonna increase the hit rating up to 100, because Lord knows we got enough money for this crap. Do I want crit right now? Oh, that's dirt cheap. Why don't I? Yeah, we'll go for something like that. And then, now for... This is where foraging with me gets kind of stupid. Because in Radiant Dawn, I have a weird tendency where I name all of my weapons after vegetables. I don't know why, but I do. 2,000 gold, that's fine. We got more than enough money for it. Oh, I see you have a coin. Should I use it? Absolutely. Now, I'm hoping to God I can get something good here. Because if I remember right, this is actually not random. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a card, buy this one. Ooh, okay, that's a good one. Soldier card. Really nice. Yeah, so the card that I was kind of hoping for was 6 wings. But... Because 6 wings gives, like, plus 10 crit or something, which on this would be really good. But Soldier's a really good card. Anyway, so we're gonna call this, somewhat unceremoniously, and I hate this, we're gonna call this the Radish Axe. Don't ask. Don't ask. This is just what I do. And of course, old Brolin here is gonna take advantage of that. They have done stealth. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem was that was such a popular feature in Awakening, and, I mean, I don't know about FE12. Granted, I haven't played FE12 all that much, but FE12 was the first game where they brought that in, and I think especially with how popular Robin was, that's unfortunately going to kind of stick around. They did an okay job of it with Byleth, or they tried with Byleth, and it didn't even really work, and I wonder with Engage if they just kind of, like, gave up. Anyway, the main reason I was like, ooh, Arm Scroll is, yeah. Yeah, we'll get to Jill in a hot minute, but yeah, I'm so used to lowering the weight, and that only costs like 40 gold anyway, so I'm not sweating it, but yeah, I think for future forges, which I'm tempted to do, I'm really, really tempted to grab this. I'm really tempted to grab this because I actually do need arm scrolls. Well, the Dawn Brigade does not need arm scrolls, but I need them personally for something I'm trying to do later. But at the same time, I do kind of need... I think I'm going to buy this Wind Edge. Always need this where I can get them. And I kind of want that Iron Longbow for Leonardo. Even though that might not be worth the money, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I can get one later, but we'll get this to Eddie for the time being. This is a bit of an oddity. I don't know if I can get these later, and this weapon's not that great, but if I can get Leonardo to C rank in bows, he can actually... Okay, I guess, Exo, since you're the only one here, I'll just straight up say it. The Pegasus Knights on Chapter 6, I'm actually worried about, and I think that if I have this, that means that I can kind of take the weight off of Jill, because that's mainly her job on that map, is just to murder all of them. That being said, though, I don't know if I'm gonna need this. And I think it's a waste of money. I think I actually am gonna buy the Arm Scroll because yeah, it's not worth 2k. That was exactly my logic. This is. And I think I'm just gonna shove this in the convoy for the time being because let me think about this, because... Okay, you know what? No. Because if I remember right, I actually know a way to get 2 of these for free, which is exactly the number that I need anyway, so... Yeah, we're just gonna... I think I'm gonna save my cash for the time being. Who do you plan to give it to? I'll just tell you straight up, Soren, believe it or not. Because there's certain... I'm trying to go for like 100% and get all of the secrets in this game, and there's one where... If Soren has the ability to use a Meteor Tome, that's gonna take a lot of the pressure off. And I believe he actually, wait. We're basically on break here, so I might as well look this up. I have the wiki open, so it's easy enough for me to go right to his profile.
Starting stats and growth rates. Oh, he starts with a B rank. Okay, never mind. So I actually only need one. Because I originally thought he started with a C rank, but if he starts with a B, then yeah, because with an A rank, that obviously lets him use the Meteor Tome, and for what I'm trying to do, it's a lot easier if he has the ability to use a Meteor Tome, and I'll just leave it at that. Don't want to spoil the whole run, if you catch my drift, even though this is kind of silly. I'm gonna buy an extra Iron Sword because Edward's carrying enough weapons for 2 people, but, well, there's a reason for that. How are your light teams doing? You're fine-ish. Unfortunately, I can't, wait, what? Okay, well, I can absolutely get a light tome if I wanted to. I thought you were limited to 1 per chapter. I guess not? I don't know if that's worth it right now. I'm just gonna buy a spare light tome. This is probably the only one I need to buy in the game. And god, that's expensive too. Here's some other stuff. I think I'm gonna wear out my Iron Sword. I'm definitely wearing out this Steel Axe this chapter. Just while we're here. Oh, I can only get those, darn. Was kind of hoping that my inventory would be a little bit more expanded at this point, but I guess they were like, oh, we're in the desert, we can't actually get vulneraries yet, which, I mean, fine. I think we're pretty much done here, unless I want to mess around with bonus XP. I could top off Nolan, which, honestly, like... Honestly, I might just top off Laura instead, because, like I said, priests are a pain to level up. We'll get Nolan right to there, and then I'll do this for Laura, because I honestly, Laura's level ups aren't really that consequential, so I can do this. And those are pretty much her 3 most important stats anyway. Well, magic is, I don't know about skill or speed, which, if I remember right, I mentioned it last time, but her growth rates in those are weirdly high. Yeah, never mind here. Alright, so we're pretty much done here, because... Did I get all the... Okay, I got all the crap out of this inventory. And then everybody else has... What I can do, actually, is... Thanks, Meg. Did not get magic. I did, I bought a light tome for Micaiah, but... Oh, I don't have transfer bonuses on Soren, if that's what you're wondering. I'll talk about it next chapter, because we get some units that might actually be relevant. But I gotta run to the restroom, so I'm gonna go to intermission real quick, and I will be right back. Alright, I am back. I guess while we're on the intermission screen, just kind of a primer for how things are going to be going. So, next week I am going to be going to MagFest, but in my infinite wisdom, as is tradition, anytime that I go to a convention, I always stream right before it, because I'm just stupid like that. So, basically what this means is that Monday's stream is going to be as normal, and then it means the week after, I might be completely shell-shocked, or just completely exhausted, I guess, but we're gonna be doing it anyway, so, or we're gonna be streaming Radiant Dawn anyway. We may actually get to, my plan at least was to get to Act 2 before I go to MagFest, but I don't think that that's going to happen. We're gonna get close. I don't think we're gonna get there, but for the time being, let's just get back to what we were doing. Anyway, I am looking forward to MagFest, even though it's gonna be a bit weird this year, especially since, like, apparently, like, Washington, D.C. got completely bulldozed with snow again, which, yeah, great. I sincerely hope that doesn't affect travel conditions. Like, really sincerely hope. You can take the, you can take the steel lens, right? Yeah. So in terms of things like Cerebrobe, Energy Drop, Draco Shield, Cerebrobe I know exactly who I'm going to give this to, but I am going to save my other stat-up items for the time being. I genuinely don't know who to give either of these to. Probably won't be Aaron. He's been doing pretty solid, but for the time being, I think we just need to get back into the action. Been kind of waffling on for a little bit here. 5:35 on the clock, let's get it. I did get everything right yesterday. The desert, yeah. We've already been north, where we met Prince Raphael and his party. That leaves east or south. Which way? What is it, Balog? Is something wrong? Balog says he senses Bjork to the south. A lot of Bjork. That settles it then. We'll head south. I know that mustache. Impressive as ever, General Tyrannia. However, we can't hold out forever. We're seriously outnumbered. It's time to put these vermin in their place. Are you ready, Jill? Who just casually drops from the sky. Just give the word. Alright then, let's get it! Who could the Bennion soldiers be attacking out here in the middle of nowhere? Whoever it is, we have to help them. Ah, this map. Widely considered the bane of Iron Man runners everywhere. Let me go ahead and reposition, because I do not need Ileana this far forward. I think that's good. Yeah, Meg is surprisingly okay at covering the rear. Just because we do get some contact this way, but it's not that bad. So, the main reason I say that this is the bane of the Iron Man run is that losing based off of, like, your units getting killed, in fact, if I go over to the conditions real quick, I always sack Meg. This is the last map before I sack Meg, because she's semi-useful here. Yeah. Other unit dies or enemy seizes location. You don't have to worry about, the enemy... You don't have to worry about Volok dying, and you don't have to worry about, the tile being seized, because Tyrannia is, dummy thick. I wonder, are those his stats from Path of Radiance? They seem awfully close to it. This man is dummy thick, he has 21 defense, and will absolutely murder anything that comes in his way. These two, on the other hand, they leave a little bit to be desired. Zahark his avoid is pretty darn high. Jill is the main problem. 24 HP is not great, and while her weapons and baseline stats are good, she has a tendency of getting herself killed, in my experience, especially if she gets a little bit too aggressive, and of course, if any of one of these guys dies, it's game over. So yeah, it's annoying for Iron Man runners, because you could potentially lose based off of something completely out of your control, but fortunately what is in our control is pretty easy to handle.
This will hopefully, if I can stop waffling forever, be a pretty quick defend map. Only 6 turns, and we start right next to this high ground position here, which basically we want to secure this as fast as possible, and then use that as an opportunity to reinforce our allies here. The optimal strategy, I think, is going to be kind of use Edward and Nolan to take on these chumps right here. Volley, I pretty much send straight up to the start here to just cause a ruckus at the top here and help make sure that our allies don't get hurt. We do have mages on this map, which are a little bit scary, but especially since they use fire magic, which Volley is susceptible to, but other than the boss, they're kind of chumps. Nolan can easily one-shot them, and I think our other units aren't too far behind. We do have reinforcements coming up from behind us, which at the very least Meg can kind of just distract for a little bit, which is the main reason I haven't sacked her yet, but other than that, the other unit I'm worried about here is old Weiston here, the boss. The Elfire Tome that he's carrying is actually quite a bit stronger than anything else that we have to deal with, and yeah, I'll be honest, I have never had the desire or inclination to figure out how to steal the Shine Barrier he's carrying. I have killed the boss on playthroughs before, mainly by getting Soth Bronze Knives and having him sit on this ledge that just kind of ruins all indirect fire, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Fire mages suck, but the good news is that I hope you can't hear my dryer in the background. My mic is on a pretty good filter, so I'm hoping that's not the case. Anyway. Yeah, I think this positioning is good. Let's get into it. This is unfortunately the last map where we get to hear the Dominated theme, so Nolan, you are... I can use a hand axe with you to take care of this guy, but I think what I'm gonna need you to do more is we're gonna use Volley to block off this tile. Can't oh, you can't hear the dryer. Okay, good. Yeah. Back when I first started streaming, I had a problem where, like, my GameCube controller would always... you'd just hear constant clacking, but set up a filter in OBS that thankfully just cuts out so much of the background noise. I am just using a USB mic after all, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but still. Here's Volug. Always liked how they will run around just to snap the guy's neck. Very good, does not take any... or gets like no XP out of that whatsoever. He's decently useful. You flat out can't get down because I think, yeah, it takes them 2 or 3 words. It takes them 2 or 3 move in order to get down there, and thankfully they can't do that. This is where Edward's poor durability is going to start to really rear its ugly head. What I need to do is probably... yeah, hang on. I think I can figure out this Rubik's Cube puzzle here. It starts with whether or not Edward can actually dodge this. This initial starting group is thankfully not that bad, and yeah, that's dodged. So that frees me up to... Soap usually goes here. The only hidden item on this map that's worth talking about is a concoction, but we're just gonna have you block the tile. This is 4 tiles wide, which thankfully is about as wide as I can realistically go here. So, oh yeah, we could use the Radish Axe if we wanted. I mean, this is a... Nolan's strength is so high that this is basically a one-shot regardless of who I hit. So, yeah, why not just... I mean, why not just go for the guaranteed? Look at that, it's beautiful and shiny and red, and it hits like a freight train. Okay, That's the first bad level up he's gotten this whole time, and that's what I expected Nolan to get, not where the frick he was on before. Like, good lord. His defense is admittedly a little bit low, but we do have Aaron to kind of pick up the slack on that front, so give him the old Iron Lance, buddy. And I think I am actually going to use my indirect combat units here just to... Oh, you can't get... The freaking sand tiles! Oh my god. Of course, Ileana's a mage, so she's not encumbered by the ball. Let's put you back here as kind of a just in case. That way we can kind of... Well, this guy can't go over anyway, but let's pretend he can't go over regardless of what we do. So... We'll use our mages as cover here. None of these guys have... You I have to worry about a little bit, although you're probably going to target the unit with the lowest res in your attack stat 6 anyway. This guy can't move. This guy can hit whoever he wants, but that's okay. I think if I just thin out the amount of targets that this guy can hit... Oh! Got a support. Yeah, I have your range checked, so that's good. He might just go for Edward or Aaron, but honestly, either one of those is fine. Hey, Edward, I hope you're doing alright over there. Hi there, it's good to see you're still fighting. Yeah, that's literally it. I don't know how you can play this game without sped up. I might turn off the animations in a little bit. I just have always played with them on as long as I've lived. But, that being said, it's the early chapters, so I might turn them off here just because this map is supposed to be pretty quick. Yeah. And what's annoying is that, like, in the modern Fire Emblem games, you don't have to worry about the animations at all because there's a fast forward button and you can skip enemy phase. It's the one problem I know people have with this game is that, like, the animations in the GBA Fire Emblem games always took, like, 3 seconds. And then meanwhile, oh, that's actually not a big deal. It's Leonardo getting hit that I think would be the problem, but yeah, these guys are... We're going to have to pivot to make sure that they can actually attack there. He was going for Edward like I thought he was going to. Ooh, I don't like that hit. Oh, he dodged anyway, nice. Yeah, there's definitely maps later on where I'm going to turn the animations off, but for the time being, these maps are short enough. Like, I've been finishing them... With animations off, it would be like, what? Like, oh, this could be bad if if that fighter attacks Edward. I think he's got... Oh, he's going for Aaron. Okay. I mean, that makes more sense. He could hit Aaron for more damage. Okay, and this is what I'm more worried about. This isn't a problem, even though that does 7 damage. This is one instance where I may... There's Zahart's Adept. Bad life choice. One shot. Okay, and that's the first guy that's targeting Jill, and he missed anyway, so... Yeah, okay. So that is about as good as it was, as that could have gone. Even though Zahart did get hit. Dink. It took 40 minutes on 250% speed. Well, that's 2-3. That map takes like 8 hours. Regardless of what you do. Yeah, these maps are short enough that I don't mind having animations on. Wait a moment. Those people that are fighting the Benyon soldiers, it couldn't be. That white armor. Only certain generals were allowed to wear it. I may very well know that soldier. Really? Well then, all the more reason help them. Let's hurry. Okay, so we got these two to deal with, and we've got these chumps coming up from behind us. I'm not too worried about these mages, mainly because I can... Once I secure this high ground position, we're gonna be really sitting pretty. That said, I do need to make sure that these two guys die. And that's where the extra attacks can help out. Yeah, the animations are really good, they're just long. And honestly, especially on 2-3, if you did what I thought you did... Yeah, like, no wonder. I'm kind of dreading that map a little bit because I don't know if I want to go for the stuff that I want to go for or not. Oh my god, I can't believe what I'm seeing. So, this is very dangerous to do with Leonardo, but his stats are actually kind of good, so... I think what might be more beneficial is to get our weaker units up into this high ground position. I just have to make sure that... Okay, that tile's safe. And if I'm being perfectly honest, the green units are in really good condition, are in a really good spot right now, so we can kind of focus on fortifying our own position. The good news was Jill didn't go running off to God knows where. This man always procs cancel when he doesn't need to. The yellow movements were so slow, yeah. So, normally I run Vogue here to block this off, but I honestly wonder if I should... I don't know what to use him with. I might bring him down here just to help out. I honestly couldn't tell you what I would need to do. Or want to do, even. I think I will... Oh, that's probably the easiest thing that I could do. Sweet. Double sweet. Is that... Oh, that's B rank, too. That gives me access to all of the really cool stuff. We're gonna heal Aaron this turn, so we might as well do this. Aaron, try to stay safe. Call my name if you need me. To tell the truth, there are a million places I'd rather be, but I guess I don't really have a choice. Like, dude, come on! That's your... not girlfriend, you get the idea. So, we've got units that I think come from these tiles on the next turn, and... I think bringing Soth up here is probably in my best interest, because I can use the rest of my units to take out these two fighters. Meg just kind of needs to park her butt out there, I don't know what else to do with her. That means that Eddie's probably my best bet here to... Oh, I do not like that at all, no sir. Could sacrifice to get him up. Yeah, but that low defense is really starting to bite, so... That is a big butt in my balls. Thankfully, Ileana can't get up there, so might as well do this. Because, yeah, there's two options here. I can run Soth up around the side like this, or I can run him up the middle to see if he can help out at this position. I think I'm going to do this just because I'm fairly certain about those reinforcements. Did not get that concoction, but that's okay. We're gonna have to kind of like divide and conquer a little bit here. I didn't want to use Nolan for this because I think he's more useful on the left. But if I'm being honest, the Radish Axe is just doing the work. Sacrifice for some HP. That's what I'm probably going to do this turn. Because I need to get Micaiah up to the high ground, but I have one turn to do it. So yeah, Meg is mainly just going to be used to brick wall people, and then we will, I think I'll run Volg up here, and then depending on... I'll run him up here, and then depending on what happens, he can kind of assist on either side. And I think Edward's going to be the most useful down here. I have 2 turns before these guys get on top of me, and I want to keep this tile empty so units can climb up there if need be. So I think we're just going to do something like this. And then I'm afraid of gut. Fuck. Is she dead? No. I think I just wasted that guy's turn. You know, for real, I think I just wasted that guy's turn. Okay, that guy's gonna... That's a bad life decision, but that's also the target that's the easiest for him to hit. And honestly, the fact that they're attacking Volo means they're not attacking Jill and Sahar, which is what I'm more worried about. If you could dodge that. Oh, I forgot to check the MVP from the last match. Shoot. Well, we'll check in a little bit. These 2 are just gonna stay put. They're... Okay, 2 soldiers. What I can do is... Because neither of you have javelins at the research. Neither of you have javelins, okay. So, I'm gonna need a... I don't know what this guy's hit rate was. Free strike rank, of course. Yeah. Volo kind of has free reign to go wherever he wants. I think the best strategy is probably going to be block off this tile, because this gap is 2 tiles wide, so I'm thinking ideally I would want Aaron up here, but I don't think he's not gonna be able to get there until next turn, and I think I need him down here anyway to deal with these soldiers, and also this guy, but actually, wait. Oh, you can't attack around there. That's kind of funny. I kind of wonder what Leonardo's hit rate on this guy is, because if he can double him, which I don't think he can, no. Although, yeah, I don't know what that guy's hit rate was, but I got a freebie, so I'll take it. Okay, you are also problematic, because what I think I need to do is just... I could just scoot Micaiah up here, and then... This gap is 3 tiles wide, and that fighter can definitely chase, but... If I put Aaron where Nolan is... Can I get Laura? Oh, that's kind of annoying. Well, none of them can attack... Neither of these guys can attack up high ground, so I could just put Aaron down here, have Edward help tank, and then... Or Soph could just get rid of the problem for me. Why am I even waiting for... These 2 can, I think, kill both of these guys. Why am I waiting around? Yeah, hang on, I think I see... I see the answer to the Rubik's Cube puzzle here. So I think it starts with Nolan bonking this guy in the head, because I need that tile 3. That hit sucks, but the good news is that I don't think that... Yeah, I think I just have to get as aggressive as possible here, and then that might work out in my favor. Because I think what I can do is I can use Leonardo and Meg to block these 2 tiles, and then... Yeah, okay, I can box these guys out. This guy still has to die, but if he attacks somebody who isn't named... Or I could put Laura here, actually, that's... Yeah, okay, I think I see what to do. Gotta go to bed. Good luck. Thanks, dude. Have a good one. Ooh, that's a bit of a pain in my tush now, isn't it? Wait, if you can't kill, then does Liliana just live? 22 attack? I don't think she can, and she especially won't if I cut this guy down. And I can use the bronze dagger for that, so I might as well do that. But let's kind of play this out how I wanted to earlier, and I forgot to change the weapons around. That's okay. Anyway, Anyway, your hit rate sucks, but I'm going to leave this for enemy phases just in case. And yeah, now they're blocked off completely. Which is good, because that means that Laura stays safe. And if what I remember... I might have to exploit Shade here, because, yeah, you're a little too weak for that, so... That's okay. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. Actually, I'm gonna get you into... Oh, even if he hits, you'll still live. That part I'm not worried about. I would like a crit breathing. That would give me a lot of breathing. You missed. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to take advantage of Shade in that case. And you can't get to Edward, so I am okay to do this. And then, Edward, you just need to stay put, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. You're gonna get probably hit on the head. Your point is slightly higher with the Iron Sword, so why don't we have you do that? This shouldn't hit, and even if it would, it wouldn't kill. You're gonna attack Aaron, but that's okay. Sorry. Now, this is a little worrisome because we do have high ground advantage in here, and we've effectively boxed them out. Okay, that's what I wanted. The Fire Mages are a little bit annoying on this map, and that means that they're going to take the long way. Oh, and there's the Shade skill coming into effect again. Okay, could have attacked Liliana, but he went for some. Okay. Sorry, distracted there for a minute. Did reinforcements come in? Yes, these two. Was expecting them, so that's okay. Edward, I would need you to pick up this kill without getting hit, but something tells me you're not going to be able to do that, which sucks. Ooh, okay. Now let me think about this. So, I've got a sack set up here, and Nolan can just... This is free, honestly. Because, yeah, even if you hit, I would have been able to heal that up. That's a problem, but I can... What I might do is, we're going to have to rotate in. So, yeah, this is what we'll do. This is a bit of a two-step process. Because these desert sand tiles suck, but I have to move across them in order to kind of contain myself in on this side. And, I mean, by then, the map will be over. Okay, do you have talk conversation? You do. I actually do want to see that, because I don't think I've ever seen Sod up here before. He's usually either on this ledge right here or somewhere. So, what I can do to kind of help out here is, Laura does have to move up, but I can kind of scooch everybody over a couple tiles, and then Micaiah will be taking this guy's attack, but that's honestly okay. I am gonna... I haven't been using these too often, but I don't want to abuse these still. Okay, so weapon triangle disadvantage, but you can't hit. So, in fact, I think if I do that, she will kill him on enemy bait. She'll kill that guy on enemy base, which is good. Gonna go ahead and dunk instead. And then this is the trickier part, because I think you're just going to attack inward, which is fine, if I'm being honest. And then, if I'm being honest, like, I don't remember if more reinforcements spawn there, and I'm willing to gamble on them not. I think they mainly come from back on things. And, okay, Aaron is... Our tanky boy is... Honestly, like, because of where those Myrmidons are situated, and the fact that Aaron, I think, does pretty well against them, I think I'm just gonna have him commit to attacking this guy, provided that he's out of range of the mage, okay. How much attack do these guys have? Because steel weapon's not great. That's what? That's 3 hit from this guy and 3 from this guy? As long as Aaron doesn't get doubled, he lives. And I don't think he does. Well, I kinda don't wanna risk that, if I'm gonna be honest. We got vulneraries for days. Let's just use one. And then as for the... Forget where the hidden item is. I'm gonna spend 1 turn on this, because Philip's gonna do some chatting. Yeah, honestly, let's have a chat. Need a hand? So, where did you come from? What are you doing here? Hello, Zark. I see you're fighting Bennion soldiers. I assumed you're siding with Dain here. That's right. This is my homeland, and these are my people. Oh, really? I didn't know you were from Dain. Yep, I'm a Dain, through and through. And all that time we fought together, I never knew. That's because I never told you. At any rate, let's rejoin the fight. We can talk later. Ah, yes. That actually makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because he was fighting alongside... Well, in Path of Radiance, when he joins, he's fighting alongside those vigilante guys. But when you think about it... of course the Dain army would be okay with him signing up with them, because they didn't know about him and his love of Laguz women. But anyway... It's an interesting character trait, I just wish it was explored more. Okay, yeah, Makai took 1 damage and she's gonna kill this guy. That's the first time this guy hit, and if I'm being perfectly honest, it's honestly just pretty funny. Okay. I kind of saw the Edward attack coming, but yeah, you can't one-shot him, so... That's good. Edward gets a level up. This might be the last we see of Edward, and, well, he's kind of wants me to keep him around, that's for darn sure. Anyway, you are making bad life decisions. Oh, that's why. That's why that archer pulled back. Okay, and we have trouble on the doorstep. Because I think those guys can... I don't think those guys can hit me from my current position, and they're probably going to go for the green units instead. Because I'm more worried about these 2 chumps instead. And that guy was smart. Still dodging things like a boss. Anyway, can you guys, like, actually help defend here? Yeah, especially since you have much higher attack. I could bait this guy in, but then I have to deal with him on my next turn, which, like I said, Laura has 12 resistance, so she actually won't take any damage from this, but then I have to focus on killing him, and that's just more work. So, what to do here, then, is the new question, because... Can you get up there, Edward? I don't think you can, even if Meg got off that tile, so I might jump down here and just start poking these guys to death. Which is honestly a pretty good show. This is as free as it gets, Nolan. Go for it. Yeah, because the alternative is I just move Laura one tile to the one tile down and we're good. Which I might honestly do, because that means I would have to deal with both of these guys on player phase if Zahark and Jill don't take care of him. And yeah, Aaron's starting to come online because we're getting to the point where he can actually take care of these guys reliably well. Yeah, I think we jump down and we start attacking them, because I think it pays to be a bit more aggressive here, because otherwise everyone may be in trouble. So, you always lead with your worst hit, so that's going to be the wind edge. Although, if I'm being perfectly honest, this might be a mistake, just because I know Aaron can't get to the guy on the bottom. Oh, he can, never mind. So yeah, that is, if I can get 5 damage on you, that's a kill. Meg can't commit because Armonite. But I can get this kill with Leonardo or Micaiah. How close are you to C rank? Oh, you have it already, never mind. Micaiah's about to level up. This is a bit easier. This is a bit more reliable. Now, normally getting into melee range like this would be dangerous, but that... Do I need that tile? No, because... Actually, I do, because otherwise Leonardo can't attack. So... Okay. So... I'm actually going to go here instead. If there are more reinforcements, we could just hop right back up to the high ground and be fine. Decent level up. Those are probably 2 of Micaiah's most important stats. I don't know if she capped luck. Oh, no, nobody ever caps luck in this game. Who am I kidding? So... Bring you down here. Now, please, for the love of God, you've got the support bones. Roll me a winner. Nice. Okay. That's the chip I needed to get this kill with it. Can use the Iron Lance, too. Save the Steel Lance for later. And we're going to move Meg 1 tile down so that she can actually get into a position so that Edward can get to a spot where he can get healed next time. And then I'm going to move Laura away, because otherwise... Yeah, she gets attacked, and I don't want that. Now, yeah, I think you could talk with all 3, so we're going to see this too. General Tyrannia! Well, if it isn't our little So, I never thought to have seen you here. General, these ruins you're defending, do they hold hope for Dane? They do. In fact, these walls hold what may well be Dane's only hope. I see. Then we must protect this place at all costs. Indeed. And then we'll maybe get a chance to talk to Jill. Okay, yeah, this is the turn where the boss starts moving. The good news is that that bot tile is blocked because that archer continues to make poor life decisions. Okay, so we have a lot of Absolute Neanderthal. Okay. Oh, ow, 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 ow. That could be bad. That could be really bad. Oh my god, Jill. No, honey, please don't scare me like that. Okay, now this is the... Good. Okay. So hard, please. Thank you. Please, please, please. Oh my god, that was so scary. Well, I'm never punished again. Handy stuff. Holy fucking fuck. Okay, you can attack whoever you want, but you can't attack Laura, so that's good. And most of my units are pretty safe. We'll just have you climb up here. So if you want to help... Jill was smart and healed this turn, but there's no guarantee that she's going to do that again. At this point, you're just wasting my axe hits, so... As much as I want to show this off, like... Wait a minute. Okay, Vol can do that, but that means I have to get somebody else into position, and without... This may be a case for the shove trick. Hear me out. Wait, no, he's got... He can shove somebody else into that spot. That's an arch... I don't want anybody to deal with an archer if they don't have enough defense to take care of it. So I think I will just be safe and get this kill itself. And just use a bronze dagger, so that's okay. Gotta save the crit knife where I can. And then I think I can honestly... Only one guy is going to be attacking me because, yeah, Weiston can't get close. Honestly, I think the only thing I will do is commit here on player phase. Because I believe this guy will probably run away on enemy phase, but that's okay. That might free the tile up, actually, and then I can really do some work. Now, if I remember right, you can't... Even if you could, I don't want you to, because these guys are better than you. And they've got the affinity bonus. We'll just stay... Put... Can I use sacrifice on anybody? I cannot. Unfortunate, man. Everybody's healthy. What is the... In this economy? What is this crap? Anyway, you are just gonna do that. That's okay. And this guy's gonna come back here and make more life decisions. Nice! Give me that one shot. Roll in. Back in heat. Okay. That's okay. We broke the 5 streak on attacks like that, but that's okay. And we're done. Whew. That was a bit touch and go for a bit. I guess lessons learned from that, trying to think on it. Lessons learned, yeah, those 2 fire mages are like a priority 1 target, so yeah, definitely did not want them to take any... Definitely don't want Jill to take too many hits like that. Joe Taranio, Sahark and Jill, too. I haven't seen you since the war ended 3 years ago. Who would have thought we'd meet again in such a desolate place? So, you've grown. I hardly recognized you. We have a lot of catching up to do, but for now, I'll just make introductions. This is Micaiah. I don't know. And who do we have here? Step back. Who are you? Lord Izuka, there's no need for concern. This young man is so. We know him well. I accidentally slipped out of my Piranha voice. I apologize. So, may I introduce Lord Izuka. He is advisor and close confidant to Prince Peleus, Ashnard's son. Micaiah, did you hear that? The prince is here! Thank you for repeating that. Still, I can't believe we ran into you three of all people guarding the prince. What a lucky coincidence. General Tarania, we came here because we heard the prince was gathering forces in the desert. We want to help you in your efforts. Will you let us join you? Certainly. Dane needs all the courage we can muster. Let us join forces. See here, what do you think you're doing? You can't just ignore me and start making decisions. These people are suspicious. Very suspicious. You're all putting out spies, aren't you? Come on now, tell the truth. We're the Dawn Brigade. We'd never work for those filthy curs. The Dawn Brigade? But how? Perhaps the girl. No, could it be? Are you the silver-haired maiden? Do you have the peeling touch of sacrifice? Excuse me? Get your hands off her. What a coincidence! Was it fate? Or maybe it's just my unrivaled skill as a revolutionary organizer. With the silver-haired maiden on our side, we'll surely win over the people of Dane. And then, yes, it's Excalibur with its ruling for the future of change. Is he sledged in the head? Well, his forehead's certainly big enough for that to be the case. Oh my, but yes, I'll back at you. No. Demand that the vicious skybags surrender. Perfect. I am a genius. Come, my dear maiden. You must meet the prince. God has helped me. That man could try the patience of a stone. Look here, before stands you, the one and only, the Grand Prince Peleus, true-blooded son of the King of Dane. And here we have the consort and queen of our late King Ashnar, Lady Almeida. And look at you, you're standing. That doesn't dry out your brains. Kneel me before these royal personages. It's all right, Izuka. Please, don't stand on ceremony. I didn't know I was a prince until very recently, so really I'm not used to any of this. What do you mean? Until half a year ago, that is, until Izuka found me, I was raised as a normal commoner. To be frank, this still isn't real to me, that I myself could be the son of King Ashnar. It's a little overwhelming. Don't talk nonsense, darling. You're my own sweet, sweet son, Prince Peleus, yes. I'll never let you be parted from me, no. Never, ever again. Enough of the pleasantries, then. Shall we get down to business? Well then, Micaiah of the Dawn Brigade, I henceforth appoint thee to the post of Vice General of the Dane Liberation Army. Excuse me, but what do you mean by that? Wait a moment, I appreciate the offer, Izuka, but I'm afraid I cannot accept. I have no war experience and no knowledge of battle tactics. Dane needs a general with both. Are you not a member of the heroic Dawn Brigade, whose conquests precede them? Do you not want to save the people of Dane? Serve the prince, and you can step out of the shadows and face the Empire boldly, without shame. Why hesitate? This is a thinly veiled scheme. I see right through it. You just want Micaiah to serve as a figurehead for your revolution. Is that a problem? Yes, that is a problem. Just not some fancy stoneware for you to set on display. If you're going to do this, then I cannot say. Exactly. Micaiah, please, wait. That isn't what we meant. You're not the only one who knows nothing about battle. I don't either. But if I don't act, the devastation of Dane will grow ever worse. So, I have to be brave. Please, I'm asking you to do the same, Micaiah. For the sake of the future of Dane, will you join our cause? Prince Peleus, I will. Micaiah, thank you. And in return, will you ensure beyond a shadow of a doubt that Dane will be freed from the rule of the Bennion Empire? I promise. I trust in your word. I can't believe you! So, why are you so angry about this? You have to ask? You know we can't live in the public eye. Doing something that will deliberately make you stand out? I'm just saying, it isn't like you, Micaiah. When we were separated during the war, you changed, Soph, and I changed too. I want to protect Dane more than anything. Our people must be saved, and if I can help in that effort, I will. So much so that you'd risk your life and sacrifice who you are? Yes. But that isn't all. Prince Peleus cherishes the same wish that I do. I can feel it. Deep in his heart, he wants to save Dane. If we can work together, I know that we can do it. And you don't hear that voice we spoke of? The one that... well, the voice that warns you of impending danger? It's alright, sir. The visions I see spreading out before us, most of them shine with hope. Alright, I trust you. More importantly, I believe in you. I won't resist it. But let me just say one thing. What? I will protect you. You know that. Why do you think you need to say it? Just wanted to make sure you knew. Thank you, sir. Okay, yeah, we actually got a bit more bonus experience out of that than I thought. Zahart doesn't get a lot of XP from the enemies. I guess most of that is Jill. Anyway, we're done here. Now, we're hitting the 3-hour mark, so I think I'm actually gonna... well, first we have map commentary, but...
3 years passed. Dayin mustered all of its formidable military might and cut a bloody swath through neighboring Crimea in a sudden invasion. Dayin was defeated, however, and the dreams of its ruler, Mad King Ashnard, died with him. Ashnard's son, Peleus, possesses a gentle sincerity that is a bright counterpoint to his late father's violence and duplicity. Ill-suited though he seems for these troubled times, his presence is a welcome sight to Micaiah's eyes. Peleus, declared rightful heir to the throne, finds his name becoming a rallying cry for Dayin. At his side is the only person he believes can lead his liberation army, the silver-haired maiden.
Chapter 6, Raise the Standard. Bit of an odd map, but we'll get into that later. We might actually get into that next week for all I know. Oh, hang on a minute. The Free State of Merida. Assembling is forbidden. All violators will be punished immediately. Samlin, we were just talking around the web. Silence! No excuses! Yeah, hey! There's a weak delivery, my bad. Just seen that. Lady Fiona, the self-proclaimed Liberation Army is on the march. Marido's army has been ordered to deploy with us. Understood, General. We will prepare immediately, but I need to address your soldiers' conduct. A new war is afoot. You never answered Ashnard's call to arms in the last one. You have a reputation for ruling wisely. Don't endanger your people by hurling ugly accusations at my soldiers. I needn't worry that you'll fail to answer the Empire's call. I will not lie to you. My people are proud citizens of Dane, and some agree with these so-called liberators. However, I will not lead my people into danger over ridiculous rumors of some unknown orphan prince. I'm glad to hear it. I need a volunteer. Follow that woman's every move. I trust her no farther than I can. Well, the rumors that my opposite started have spread like wildfire over all of Dane. Late King Ashnard's weapons and services, silver-haired maiden at Prince Peleus' side. Now that we have the people's attention, we snag their hearts. The heart, Osborne! Sorry, I couldn't resist. We'll just extol the savior, ban the rebellion, go to battle, and conquer the enemy in a blaze of glory. Do we have sufficient forces to arouse said rebellion and achieve victory? You let me worry about that. This highly sophisticated strategery and strategizing is beyond your young minds. Worry not, my prince. After painstaking investigation, I've determined the exact locations to target. Gather round, all of you. Hear my plan for our next strike. If the Liberation Army attacks any of these places, we are assured of an absolute victory. Dude, like, 5 of those are next to the capital. What are you doing? Masterful as always, Asuka. It's good to know I can count on you. First, we'll target Talrega. It borders the frontier. Benion's hold is shaky, and resentment is high. No, Talrega is no good. What was that? On what grounds are my decisions being questioned by this child? The timing is wrong. Because of the rains, we won't be able to advance well, let alone fight. Good, because I don't want to go back there. That map was a bitch back in Path of Radiance. It's true. I'm from Talrega, and I remember well the landslides and floods that come every spring. The mountain road leading to that particular work camp is notoriously dangerous. What? Impossible. My strategy's flawed. It's perfect. I never... Micaiah, where do you think we should attack? Terran. We'll have better luck in Terran. Terran too lies in the mountains, but in the arid northern region where the weather is predictable. Micaiah, you're amazing. I count on my blessings to have you as Vice General. You give me hope. Lady Micaiah, few outsiders know of the landslides in Talrega. Have you been there before? Micaiah is a powerful seer. We in the Dawn Brigade owe our lives and our freedom to her abilities. So, don't say that out loud! Goodness, Asuka, what is it? Chicken fussy battle magnificent! Why did anybody tell me of this? This only makes the meeting that much more appealing. Let us just be honest here. My foresight in declaring her Vice General was wondrous, a genius. Excellent. Well then, yes, all bow to the maiden's vision. Let's leave the camp and make party. Thank God, I think we just skip ahead to that. I knew Asuka was coming, and I don't think my voice is really prepared for that. That is he talks a lot in this part of the game, and as you can tell, like, you gotta do a voice for him. Would you buy a car from Asuka? Or a hot dog? Why? I'm gonna have words with Pelias later. Anyway. In terms of items here, got an extra card, but that's kind of a ripoff of 2400. The men's staff is also tempting, but I think I'm good on healing for the time being, because I only just have Laura, and she's doing just fine with these things. The javelin and the hand axe, I think I've got more than enough of them at this point. Extra vulneraries, though, I think I'm gonna take one of these, and... Nolan is using Megs, so he's fine. We're gonna give it to Micaiah. I do need one extra one, even though we got one last chapter, just to feel better for myself. In terms of the armory, steel weapons are now available for purchase, which is really good. We also have Elite tomes if we want. We could have gotten it early, but... yeah, here's the thing, I don't know if that cost justifies what I'm getting out of it. Because, like, 5 might, 95 hit, compare that to Elf Thunder, yes, you're getting the extra crit, and the tome is significantly heavier, but, I mean, at the same time, Thunder Magic is just so nerfed that it's no wonder it costs less. Iron Daggers are also available for purchase. I might be getting one for Soph later, because that's extremely good value for the price. But for the time being, can't get a longbow out of it, or I can't get that iron... There's no iron longbows available for purchase, so that chapter was my main opportunity, but Leonardo's good enough to be using the steel bow, and I definitely need the extra punch that gives. Thankfully, though, I did steal one, so we don't need it yet. But the thing that I'm actually going to do here, and hear me out on this, I'm going to buy a bronze lance, and I'm going to give it down here to Tarania. That'll come in handy later, trust me on it. In terms of other items, we can use the Forge again, but I think more to the point, Nolan, as good as you've been doing with that Radish Axe, you don't need it. Jill does. Anyway, couple of other details. I'll go over these three now that we're basically fielding a proper army at this point, at least in terms of size, so yeah, we're kind of done with the point where you're taking scrappier fights and going toe-to-toe in some really tricky situations, but if I'm being perfectly honest, this part of the game is still really... It's still... The next chapter, I think, is pretty tricky, but the chapter afterwards is a lot of fun, so hoping to be able to get to that at some point. Meg, yeah, this is kind of the point where Meg has been somewhat useful as a distraction a total of 2 times, but at this point, we're just gonna do that. Sorry, Meg. This is the point where I kind of just drop Meg completely. I like using her on chapters 4 and 5 because she can occasionally just take hits like that when we need her to, or block tiles off and stuff like that, but we're at the point where it's just not worth it. You can hold on to Edward's old iron sword, and that way you're not standing around with no weapon. So, I guess I'll go over these 3 now. I'll start with Zahark. We'll go from the backwards. So, Zahark he was a pretty solid choice for a Myrmidon back in Path of Radiance. He was kind of the obligatory unit in the same vein as characters like Joshua or Guy, or I think even going back to like Navarre back in Fire Emblem 1, where kind of a more serious-looking Myrmidon, edgy, one might say, and always sported a killing edge. He was kind of in one of those positions where it's like, it's a pain in the ass to recruit him, and you always need to expose a unit that would otherwise die to a retaliation. Like, I think Joshua was the most egregious example, because you had to recruit him with Natasha, who was a cleric. But anyway. In terms of that, Zahark is really what happens when that character grows up. And boy, howdy, he is insanely good here. I want you to take a look at his bases. 17 strength, 22 skill, 23 speed. And compare that to Edward? Yeah. Now, my Edward's been getting kind of okay level ups, and this is about where he stands at the point in the game that he's at. Also, I'm gonna give Zahark the extra wind edge that we got on the last map, because Edward was just kind of holding on to that for him. Edward's not completely eclipsed in usefulness quite yet, but as the game goes on, Zahark becomes increasingly more and more valuable for the Dawn Brigade. He's a pre-promote right now, so he's kind of ahead of the curve. But once people catch up with him, honestly, those bases, his durability is a little bit lackluster, but his bases can carry him pretty far into the game. And due to some weird circumstances that can happen with him, his availability, which is a big problem for a lot of units in the game, is actually pretty high. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Jill. Jill is by far, and it's unfortunate that her biorhythm is super low right now, but she is by far one of the most powerful units in the entire game. It all comes down to this class, Draco Knight. She's our first flying unit, and like I said, is easily among the best. Out of all of the classes in the game, and I forgot to mention this by the way with Swordmasters, but Swordmasters got buffed. Edward's not the best example of this, but yeah, Adept is great. It always has been. And on top of that, Swordmasters just have a passive +10 crit on them. Whenever a Myrmidon promotes to a Swordmaster, they just get this. Also, stuff like Wind Edges and stuff really helps, and Zahark actually has the skill to back this up and make this consistently hit, so yeah, that's pretty good. But Draco Knights. Draco Knights are insane. Her bases might not look like much, but flying utility will be sorely needed on this map and the next. More to the point, Draco Knights, technically, you might notice here, you're not noticing a little wing icon. Draco Knights back in Path of Radiance, and in fact in every Fire Emblem game prior to this, were weak to bows. That is no longer the case. Draco Knights had their weaknesses changed. They used to be weak to bows and wind magic like Pegasus Knights. Now instead, they're only weak to thunder magic, which, as I said when I talked to about Ileana, got significantly nerfed. This woman becomes a killing machine, but she needs a little bit of help to get there. Her bases, like I said, are just average across the board, and 24 HP is kind of bad, but I did get a Seraph out last map. You bet your Nelly I'm doing this. Suddenly, we're now at 31 health, which is much more reasonable. That's in line with Zahark, and given Jill's jack-of-all-trades stat distribution, she can take hits, and she can dish them back out no problem. I honestly can't wait to use her. It's going to be a lot of fun. Although, please equip the Radish Axe. This is part of the reason I bought this and put so much effort into forging it, is because this axe can carry me extremely far. I don't think Jill can reliably double with the Steel Axe quite yet, but with this, absolutely. Oh, I guess as one caveat, she does have the potential to get straight screwed in the same vein that Nolan does, but who cares? Who freaking cares? I sure don't. Now, for our last ally here, Tyranio, he's in a bit of a weird spot. As a level 14 Lance General, which is a promoted version of what Meg would promote into if I bothered to actually train her up, dear God in heaven, like, look at those bases. They're absolutely insane. Tyranio takes next to no damage from pretty much anything that gets thrown at him, except for maybe a hammer, because of, you know, armor classes, things like that. Oh yeah, and he has S rank in lances, because why? And A rank in swords, because why not? Or axes, excuse me. I didn't know he got axe access, that's interesting. He's very much in a similar boat to where he was in Path of Radiance, where he's good, but there's units that you get before, that you get, well, in Path of Radiance 4, in Radiant Dawn after, that outclass him a little bit. But if I'm being perfectly honest, I think he might be a little bit underrated. Now, using him comes with some caveats. He's completely invincible on this next map that we're going on to, but he's not available for the rest of Part 1 afterwards. Basically, the game's excuse is that the conflict expands and he ends up being in charge of another front somewhere else and can't join forces with us. So, as far as this is concerned, by the time he joins back up, he's in a similar boat to Zahark, where his stats are pretty much on par with everybody else's, and if I'm being perfectly honest, they carry him pretty much throughout the rest of the game. His growth rates aren't that high, but they honestly don't need to be. He's pretty viable as kind of like a B-team backup unit, and I've been able to promote him pretty consistently, and yes, units promote twice in this game. I've been able to get pretty far with him in a lot of different cases. But for the love of God, make sure that his weapon is either unequipped or he has a bronze lamp equipped, or he will just one-shot absolutely everything on this map and get no FP for it. He's not really an EXP thief per se, but he is, especially if you use his Silver Lance and stuff, he's just, oh my god, he will just eat everything up and then leave nothing for our units like Aaron or Nolan, for instance, that actually really need it. So, kind of the story of the Dawn Brigade going forward is going to be Nolan, Aaron, and Jill are going to be my priorities for training, and then Zahark is kind of just going to be babysitting everybody and helping out where he can. And everybody else is just kind of chilling. Micaiah, I kind of have to prioritize getting kills with wherever it makes sense. But yeah, other than that, our strategy is kind of locked in for what is effectively the back half of Part 1. Now, we're not done quite yet. I am going to do all my base prep stuff here, and then I think we're just going to call stream, and then I'll start the next chapter, or I'll start the next chapter proper next stream. In terms of this, though, let's see what the records were. Okay, this is about what I expected. MVP was Nolan last chapter, and Aaron got MVP the last one because he just choked that point forever. Kind of reminiscent of Doga at MP1, but I'm getting into this. In terms of info, we have two very important maps. Or we have two very important conversations here. Yes, that's what I heard. What with that light and that silver? Could she be the silver-haired maiden? Hmm? Oh, it is you. Oh my. You're fighting with King Ashnard's son to free Dain, aren't you? Oh, we've heard so much about you. Oh, what a blessing. What a blessing. We're all waiting for the day you free us from those filthy Benioff pigs. Please, take this. It's not much, but people from all over the village pitched in. Oh no, I couldn't possibly... Thank you, we appreciate your kindness. We're all counting on you. Please, free us. Looks like Azuka's propaganda is working fast. You didn't want me to take the money, did you? It's not that, it's just... Oh, come on. What did I do this time? You're not gonna say? Great. In that case, let's get out of here and go find the others. Extra 1,000 gold. Not much, but it will help cover, like, expenses. Probably another forged weapon, if I'm being honest. Now for her. So you're staying there? I appreciate your concern. However, You can't leave Prince Peleus' side. Is that not so? That's right. Then take this, at least. A sending stone. Do you remember how to use one? Of course I remember how to use one, but it's such a precious gift. Are you sure about this? Thank you, Kurth. Kurth, where are you? I must go now. Please remain safe. You as well. Kurth? Micaiah, how nice to see you. Kurth, I'm leaving for Terran. I know this is sudden. To tell you the truth, I'm surprised too. I see. You are off to perform your first duties as a general of this Liberation Army. Yes. I abhor violence. I do not think you should fight. Kurth, I'm not fighting because I enjoy... I know. I know you wish there were another way. I understand that you feel this is what you must do to save your country. Here, take this. What is it? May it serve to protect you, Micaiah. I must leave you now. I am going home to my own country. What? So suddenly? I'm sorry, Micaiah. Being so close to battle frightens me, to tell you the truth. Thank you for rescuing me, and thank you for the short time we spent together. I enjoyed it immensely. Will I ever see you again? Who knows? Why don't we... Yes. Let us leave it up to the gods. I suppose we must. Renewal. Pretty good skill. Although, if I'm being perfectly honest, let's go over into here. What's the discipline scroll right now? I think it's... I think I gave it to Aaron, and he has... Yeah, he's got a B rank in Lances. I think that... Whoa, hang on, let's give me... So for instance, like, the renewal skill requires 15. We can't really use this with anybody yet, at least anybody we plan on promoting or anything like that. Or using long term. Nolan's axe rank is capped, so he doesn't need that. Leonardo is about where I want him to be, so... Even Edward, too. I guess that just leaves Micaiah. And honestly, Discipline's pretty good on her, so we're gonna go ahead and use that chance. She can use Renewal, but she has 21 HP, and this only restores 10% of your total HP, so it's not that good on a like Micaiah. Nolan is actually gonna make great use of the Renewal skill because he's approaching 40 HP pretty fast. But other than that, like, I mean, Zahart can use it, but why? In fact, I usually give it to Zahart. I think I will give it to Zahart, because at the very least, this means that there's an off chance that I don't have to heal him. It's only 3 HP per turn, but that's better than nothing. In terms of other stuff, okay, so... In terms of other XP that we can give out, normally I would top people off, but... In fact, I think I will top people off, but... I want to see what people's stats are like at the moment. You are nowhere close to capping anything. Sylph, you're not getting anything. Nicole, you're not getting anything. Edward, I kind of don't know what to do with you at this point, because we're getting to the point where Zahart kind of just trumps him in terms of utility, but I think I can still manage. The low durability that Edward has is just... It's really starting to bite hard, and... His speed move isn't really doing the work that I want it to. The moment he caps speed, bonus XP kind of forces him to level defense, so it becomes a bit easier to use him, but he's still such a frail boy. Leonardo I don't really care about, so Nolan would take a lot. And he's been doing really well already, so I don't know if he needs bonus experience quite yet. Laura, I might end up giving you something later anyway, although not right now. Ileana, I'm a little bit tempted to, even though I think she's going to level up off the next combat encounter she gets into on the mission. Aaron is the real question mark. I think I will do this, just so he's guaranteed to level up during his next combat encounter on the mission. The last map wasn't a very good showcase of what he can do, but yeah, he's in a pretty good spot there. Jill, I think we're just gonna let the chips fall where they may and kind of try to have her pick up the slack later. She wasn't... In my Path of Radiance playthrough, and in fact... Yeah, she has a little bit of axe weapon rank, and I think that's because of transfer bonuses, but... Actually, no, it isn't, because she started with lances in Radiant Dawn, or in Path of Radiance. And I don't think she got access to axes ever. Or if she did, it was very late on. Yeah, so... Yeah, I think the reason that... Because these guys normally start with lower weapon ranks, but this does confirm something about transfer bonuses that I think I'll discuss next stream, because they're a bit more pertinent. Although, honestly, I could probably just describe it now. So, basically, the way that transfer bonuses work in Path of Radiance, and I'm going over this now because Tyranio, Jill, and Zahar are the 3 units where it kind of matters the most. It kind of applies to Ileana, but it's a little hard to get her to the level where it actually matters, so yeah, it's kind of whatever. So, these 3 in particular are probably the best beneficiaries of this, and I want to make sure that... Okay, Zahar can't support Nolan yet, but we're going to work on that. I'll go over to Illiver for a second, but... So, the way transfer bonuses work is, if a unit reached level 20 second tier, they actually get some bonuses to their stats based off of what they capped back in Path of Radiance. The stat bonuses only apply if you max the character out. They don't apply under other circumstances. If a unit capped any individual stat, they will get +2 to it at the start of this game. Whenever they join, whenever that might be. We won't be seeing that for quite a while, unfortunately, because in my Path of Radiance playthrough that I transferred bonuses over from, I capped a total of 5 stats, or I capped a total of 5 units, and none of them join in Act 1. That being said, supposing that they did, any stat that they cap gets +2, except for HP, which gets +5. It's a neat little bonus. What I find more interesting are weapon ranks, because these transfer over regardless of whether or not a unit caps stats or not. Tyranio doesn't normally have capped stats at all, if memory serves, but because he had his weapon ranks, I didn't even use him in Path of Radiance now that I think about it, but his weapon ranks are enough to just carry over and cap him out. At least I think so. I may need to double check that. Actually, why don't I have Serenus Forest open, why don't I check that? Yeah, okay, so that the weapon rank transfer happens regardless of whether or not the unit actually got capped out. The stat transfer only happens if the unit capped out. So, like I said, Jill has a B rank in axes because she actually did have some weapon experience that got carried over. That said, like I said, because Jill starts with... Wyvern Knights usually start with lances. Because she started with lances in... because she started with lances in Path of Radiance, and she doesn't start with them in Radiant Dawn, in fact, I don't even think she can use them in Radiant Dawn, the weapon ranks up, the weapon rank up is completely bled. Thankfully, axe access is still allowed, because that's what Wyvern Riders use for the most part in this game, so we're good there. Zahar also got a bit, because I think he had like a C rank or something. I didn't use him either, although in this playthrough here, I am very tempted to do so, because, yeah, Edward can't be avoided being broken down. Now, the exception to this rule is Soph himself. Soph, if you played Path of Radiance, he's a bit infamous in that game because he could not promote. The rogue class did not exist in Path of Radiance at all. The only thief that could promote was Volk, and he promoted under very special circumstances. Because of that, stat transfers work a little bit differently for this guy. whatever he gets in terms of weapon rank, or in terms of stats, if he gets to level 20 on his first tier, whatever that stat is gets transferred over directly. This can mean that he has grossly overinflated stats despite his Gigant status. It's actually pretty strange how they did it. That said, if one of his stats is higher than what the cap is, I think his resistance is actually pretty susceptible to this. His resistance caps out, I think, at 15, but it could cap out at 16 or 17 in Path of Radiance, so it gets forced down to 15 here if you transfer it. Of course, that means that you would actually have had to use Soth, which... Why did you do that? Yes, Volt charged you for opening locks and chests, but it was peanuts, and money didn't matter in Path of Radiance. Like, what were you doing? Who were you? I'm not gonna come to your house, but, like, why? I mean, you can do it. It's a heavy can, but still. Of course, all this transfer stuff doesn't even matter anyway. The other big thing that... Actually, I could do this to end stream, because I think it's actually kind of valuable to talk about it.
Let's go ahead and, unfortunately, in order to do this, I have to reset the game, which you'll give me one sec. I'm just gonna double check that we saved. We're gonna start off with the map next time, but I have to hit the home button and hit reset. Because you can only access this feature from the main menu. Hopefully the game will load, good lord. These load times always, like... Yeah, Radiant Dawn discs don't come cheap, but they're not that bad, actually. I think the cost of this game went down a little bit, at least in terms of price chart. Although, now that I said that, it's probably going to grossly overinflate. So, I have to go here, and I was kind of mousing over this at the beginning of stream. Path of Radiance, Support Archive. Every single support that I have ever unlocked across any Path of Radiance playthrough is available for viewing here. I'll show off Ike's, what's 2 units? Well, I think I'll show off one of... I don't know who to show off here. Most of these characters have not shown up yet, so this is a little bit awkward, but... Yeah, I actually unlocked a fair amount of these. I'll show off one of Jill's because it's a little bit valuable. Oh, interesting. There are 2 of these? Well, I'll have to review this later then. Okay. So, unfortunately, it's just a text file that has their old Path of Radiance artwork, which is very cute, but... yeah, this is literally just the conversation in, like, a raw text file. It's better than nothing. We can see a lot of the... Oh, are there 2 variants of this? This is so strange. I didn't know about this. But anyway, we get to... I mean, Mist is, like, Jill's soul sister, so I guess that kind of makes sense that they would do this. Did I just say soul sister legit? Forget it. Anyway, yeah, any of these that you unlock get transferred over here in just basically the form of a text dump. It's nice enough that they have this, but it makes me wonder why is this here, even though it's... Yeah, I guess it's just kind of amalgamating stuff that you've unlocked over past playthroughs. I still don't know why this is here. I'm going to be honest with you. But it's a cool feature. I like it a lot. Anyway, this other stuff, I can't show off anything else here because all of this is kind of spoilery for the endgame, and I don't want to get there quite yet, even though we've been talking about various stuff related to the endgame. So, we're gonna wrap here. Just because, if I'm being perfectly honest, yeah, it's 8 o'clock here, and I still have to cook dinner, so only did 2 chapters, but you know what, that's okay. We'll find a suitable raid target. And next time, I think we're probably going to do 2 chapters again, maybe 3, I honestly don't know. I would like to do 3. I would really like to do 3, actually, and I might speed some things up on this end to take care of that. So, honestly, the only thing I could... That's the only raid message I could come up with off the top of my head, if I'm being honest. Yeah, so we're just gonna go with suspiciously large forehead for our raid message. Now, who to raid is a real question. There's definitely nobody playing this game at this hour. Trying to find somebody that would actually appreciate this game. Uh, Maniacal could find it funny, if I'm being honest, but God, I don't want to really be spoiled on Xenoblade 3 because I know he's very far in the game. But I can't really think of anybody else, if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, Tom Fox is the other raid target. Tom, why not? Or God, both of them are playing such spoiler-fueled games. Like, what is this? What is it with people tonight? Like, good lord. Yeah, I genuinely don't know who to go with. Let's go for Tom. Why not? I have not rated him in a long time. Anyway, yeah, next time we'll kind of keep going with this. I don't know how else to... You know what? I changed my mind. I completely changed my mind. Let's go ahead and give Maniacal Holo instead. Yeah, but yeah, I'll see you folks next time. Same time, same channel, if you know what I mean.